Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is story about what if Naruto falls into a hole and finds a necklace that gives him the abilities of the Sage of the Six Paths. Part 1. Before I start, please do support for more amazing content and comments for part 2. Do consider to subscribe my channel and share my video to your friends and check out the description as well. Let's start the video. It was a peaceful day in Konoha. Well, that was until a group of angry Anbu were chasing an orange-clad boy. That boy is Naruto Uzumaki, who, believe it or not, will change the world. We find our young hero running from some seriously pissed off Anbu. Apparently the brats snuck into Anbu headquarters and put some insanely super effective glue in their masks and painted the headquarters in his self-respected colors. If the prank wasn't put on them, the Anbu probably would have been impressed with how the kid managed to do all that in such a short amount of time. "You guys are supposed to be the best Konoha ever had, man, this village is screwed," yelled our ever so hyperactive hero, but this only made the Anbu more pissed, which made them increase their speed and gaining closer to Naruto. Oh shit. Naruto increased his speed and turned the corner into an alley. Fortunately for him, one of his secret escape tunnels was down in the alley. Naruto took the escape tunnel, saving him from the Anbu and hopefully an angry Iruka-sensei. Knowing him, he's probably hunting Naruto down in an attempt to drag his ass back to class. Stupid Anbu, no one catch Naruto Uzumaki. Of course he excluded Iruka. After traveling down the tunnel, Naruto ended up in training ground 44, or better known as the Forest of Death. Naruto breathed in the scent of berries, poisonous flowers, and blood in the air. Naruto always found the Forest of Death as his own little private playground, one that he enjoyed so much. Sure, the training ground has danger lurking around every corner, poisonous plants, and carnivorous beasts, but it beats dealing with the villagers. Ah, the Forest of Death, the greatest place in the world, said Naruto, remembering all the fun he had here. Actually, it's pretty boring when you're not around, Foxy-chan. Immediately Naruto froze up after hearing the mysterious, all too familiar voice. Once turning around, he looked up the tree the voice came from, and soon enough Naruto had a sense of both fear and excitement once his eyes landed on the figure on one of the branches. There in all her sexy glory was the snake mistress of Konoha herself, Anko Mitarashi, or as Naruto likes to call her, the sexy snake chick. "Hey, if it isn't the lovely and sensual Miss Anko Mitarashi, how are you doing today?" said Naruto, trying to play it cool. For some reason Anko always had this effect on Naruto, maybe because they understood each other's pain, being both pariahs of Konoha, or maybe because she always makes Naruto smile, or maybe because she's got a killer body and some nice tits that Naruto would like to motorboat. "Well, I was getting a little bored, that is, until you showed up," said Anko in very seductive manners, which turned Naruto on. Ever since they first met, Anko had always been teasing him, whether it was with words or physical contact. Naruto would take physical contact any day. "Well, how can I lighten up your day?" asked Naruto, but had the feeling he knew what was the answer, and soon enough a kunai launched by Anko almost cut off Naruto's pants if he didn't dodge in time. Looking up, Naruto sees Anko grinning at him like a lust-filled animal with a mischievous glint in her eyes, which made Naruto run as fast as possible. The little game of cat and mouse had once again begun. Naruto always loved doing this with Anko. It not only gave him some fun and exercise, but also it made him genuinely happy that someone loved doing something with him that wasn't about beating him or trying to end his life. He was really happy. Other than that, Naruto was still a bit terrified. He loves Anko, even developed feelings for her, but every time this happens, whenever she catches him, she straddles his waist, cuts of his jacket and shirt, and slowly and carefully pulls down his orange trousers. Thank Kami for Kawarmi Jutsu. As much as Naruto would love for Anko to deflower him, he's still pretty young. Actually, he doesn't care for age, he just doesn't want the old man to kill him for getting a woman pregnant at age 12. Anko was having so much fun chasing Naruto, it was their thing after all. Oh, how she would love to ride that boy like a bull injected with 10 bottles of pixie dust. People would call her a pedophile, but she wouldn't really give a damn. Besides, the only underage minor she would ever gladly fuck is Naruto. The kid just has this special charm. After some running, chasing, and dodging of kunai, Naruto managed to find a place to hide from Anko. "Oh, Foxy-chan, where are you?" chirped Anko, looking for her. Naruto-kun. Naruto decided to have a little fun and was about to sneak behind Anko and grab those nice soft ass cheeks of hers, that is, until he fell through a hole in the ground. After a rough slide below the surface of the earth, Naruto landed hard on the ground. After dusting himself off and tending to his headache, Naruto sensed a powerful essence deeper into the cave-like pit. Following the powerful flow of energy, Naruto stumbled upon a necklace with a single magatama attached to it. Normally anyone would ignore it, but Naruto felt it was important, so being the curious young lad he is, Naruto decided to wear it and see what happens. Once putting it on, Naruto felt a strange sensation inside of himself, then suddenly a burst of energy exploded from his body. Naruto's muscles were tearing apart and repairing themselves. He grew in body and height, his baby fat gone, even his hair color of a sun-kissed blonde changed into winter snow white, but the biggest thing that happened to him was that he gained new memories. Naruto had memories of a guy with white spiked up hair and strange purple rippled patterned eyes, a necklace with 6 magatomas attached to it and 2 distinctive pieces of hair resembling horns. The memories first showed an all too familiar sight, people looking at you with disgust, fear, and hatred, living a moderately peaceful life as a monk, and what seemed like the performance of jutsu he had not seen before. But what stood out the most in the memories of this mysterious man was that of a monster of which the likes no one has ever seen. The creature looked like it had the build of a giant man with horns, 10 tails, what seemed like spikes that seemed to take the shape of a mountain coming out of its back, and made the most ear-wrenching sound he had ever heard, but the most distinctive thing about this beast was its eye. Its eye was blood red in a rippled pattern much like the man's eyes, except it had 9 tomos, 3 for each ripple. What he saw was a long and intense battle between the man and the beast, which ended up being the man's victory, but at a heavy price. The cost of victory meant the man now had to share his body with the beast, giving him nightmares of the beast escaping his body and destroying the world. The man was known as a legend for his heroic feat, many even called him a god. The man settled down with a wife and had 2 children, both boys. Somehow his abilities were passed down to both of his spawn, like a bloodline of some sort. The eldest had his eyes, which was his powerful chakra and spiritual energy, while his youngest had his body, his powerful will and physical energy. Once the time came for him to choose one of his sons to be his successor, he chose his youngest, for he believed love was the answer to peace, while his oldest believed power was the true answer to peace. This had brought conflict between his sons, giving birth to a long-term feud. The feud was the least of the man's worries, the beast inside of him was trying to tear itself out of the man's body. In his final moments, the man had used a jutsu to split the beast's spirit from its body, splitting the creature's spirit into 9 smaller entities, and with the last bit of his strength, he entombed the beast's body in a stone prison, which he hurled into the heavens, becoming what we know as today, the moon. The man was in a temple-like structure surrounded by the 9 smaller entities, eager to listen to what their creator had to say. Listen up everyone, cause I don't have the strength to say this again, I'm dying. This brought so much emotion to the entities, despair, anger, depression, denial, but most of all unending sadness. I have created you all because I am entrusting the future to all of you, said the man in a hoarse voice. Who are we? Asked one of the entities, which looked like a large kitten made of blue flames and had 2 tails. You are the guardians of the world, the tailed beasts, proclaimed the man. Why did you create us? Asked a tailed beast that had the appearance of a small gorilla with 4 tails. He just told us, you baka. Yelled a little 9-tailed fox. Now Kurama, that's no way to talk to your brother, said the man in a stern voice that a father would say. Huh? Questioned the little fox entity. Oh, that's right, I haven't told you your names yet, said the man. We have names. Was the thought that was shared between the tailed beasts. That's right, said the man who read their confused expression. Your name is Shukaku, the man announced, while pointing at the 1-tailed tanuki, raccoon dog beast that looked like it was made of sand. Your Matatabi, referring to the blue 2-tailed flaming kitten, Asobu, Son Goku, Kakuo, who were in order a 3-tailed turtle creature, the 4-tailed gorilla, and a 5-tailed horse creature with the head of a dolphin and 4 fin-like horns on its head. Seiken, Chamei, Jayuki, which were a 6-tailed slug, a horned beetle with 6 wings and a whip-like stinger at its bottom, which were counted as its tails, and a pink ox creature with huge arms and 8 tentacles that were counted as its tails. And of course, Kurama, finally pointing to the 9-tailed fox. Suddenly the man coughed violently. Master, are you okay? The tailed beasts yelled in concern. Yes, I'm fine, but please, don't call me master. I am not to be treated above or below you, but as equals, like a family, you know. A family, such a word that was completely new to the tailed beast, but for some strange reason, that word gave them comfort. I'm afraid my time is up, announced the man in a hoarse voice. The tailed beasts looked at him with shock and fear, and with much sorrow. Don't worry, you'll always have each other, and I'll always be with you. Painful sorrow was building up inside of the tailed beasts, their hearts pounding against their ribsage. Oh, I almost forgot, said the man, feeling his end drawing near. The tailed beasts listened carefully, eager to hear their creator's final words. I forgot to tell you guys, silly me, the tailed beasts leaned in a bit, afraid they might miss the man's final words. My name is Mamoru, and I am glad I got to meet all of you, and with those final words the man had passed on to the next world to join his wife. That was the last of the memories that Naruto had absorbed. The man's last moments had touched Naruto's heart that he had tears pouring from his eyes. Whoever this man is, he had inspired Naruto to be a better man, or boy, than he ever was. The memories in his head told him to pursue what the man had been pursuing for his whole life. Peace, whispered Naruto. To that day the word had been burnt into his memory, and he silently promised that he would finally fulfill the mysterious man's dream, even if it killed him. Back on the surface, Anko was getting rather impatient. One minute she hears Naruto screaming behind her, now she's trying to find him, so she can catch him. After searching for so long she was about to call it quits, until she saw an orange-clad figure come out from the ground. After grinning maniacally, Anko readied her kunai and threw it towards Naruto, which he caught in between his index and middle finger almost effortlessly. This seriously surprised Anko and turned her on at the same time. Well, looks like my little hot fox has some skill, she teased a bit. I'm sorry Anko, but I gotta go, said Naruto, with no more enthusiasm like before. Don't think you're getting out of this easy, Foxy-chan, she said in a seductive manner. Anko, I really would love to spend more time with you, but I'm not in the mood. Anko could tell he was actually being serious, and now that she got a good look at him, she can now see that he had changed. What happened? She asked with concern, even though he looked even more bangable, she knew this wasn't the time to jump his bones. I don't want to talk about it, it's personal and I'm a bit tired, he said in a tired voice. I understand Naruto, but remember, she then hugged him. I'm always here for my little Naruto-kun. It was a special moment, especially for Naruto considering his head was dived first into Anko's double D, which gave him a nosebleed and a hard-on, and made Anko grin in satisfaction that she made her Gaki's day. At night Naruto went to bed after getting a little make-out time with Anko and in a few minutes went out like a light. Naruto soon woke up in a narrow tunnel with water covering the floor everywhere. Naruto stood up and identified the tunnel as a sewer tunnel, and he also felt a presence along the path. Naruto followed where the energy of this mysterious presence was coming from and soon found himself in front of a cage with the kanji for seal on it. With much curiosity Naruto walked closer to the cage until he saw a pair of red slit eyes glaring at him. So my jailer finally praises me with his presence, said a malicious voice behind the bars. For some reason that voice sounds familiar. Here we last see our hero in front of a mysterious cage with a strange entity behind it glaring at him. Well, you gonna answer me, meatbag, or am I so damn interesting that words will only ruin your petty little gay moment, said the mysterious entity. Naruto was frozen solid, he felt this presence was familiar, but where had he felt it before? Who are you? Naruto asked, hoping to get an answer from the giant shadow with red glowing slit eyes. Why do you ask? Am I really that interesting to you, mocked the shadow. Well yeah, actually, Naruto replied, which had surprised the shadow. Why should I tell you, the shadow snarled, because I feel like we're connected, you know. Answered Naruto, like we need each other, I don't need you. Yelled the shadow, yeah, you do, Naruto replied, which had angered the shadow a bit. I can sense it, you're afraid. That was it, that sentence threw the shadow over the edge, that with a booming roar it tried to attack the boy, but the cage was in its way. Don't you ever dare say I'm afraid of anything, you little bastard. Nothing strikes fear into the nine-tailed fox. Roared the shadow, which revealed itself as a gigantic nine-tailed fox. Then it clicked, Naruto remembered who this was. It was one of the creatures the man from his newly acquired memories created from the 10-tailed monstrosity. What's wrong, did you shit your pants after my little jump scare, said the nine-tailed fox in an insulting manner. You're this little reply put a cocky grin on the nine-tail's face. About damn time you showed some mortal fear, you're Kurama. And just like that, the nine-tails was frozen in place. How can this child know his real name, the one his creator, the man he saw as his father, had given to him? How do you know my name, boy? Asked Kurama, but Naruto was still frozen in place staring up at Kurama in awe. Answer me now, roared Kurama with a demanding tone. I saw you and your siblings in the old man's memories, he replied in defense. The old man? Thought Kurama in surprise. I saw all of you, Shikaku, Matatabi, Isobu, Son Goku, Kakuo, Seiken, Chamei, Jayuki, and you, Kurama. This had left Kurama stunned. Not only did the kid knew not only his name, but also his siblings as well, and he knew about the old man. Kurama looked at the boy and noticed his new look, but what really caught Kurama's attention was the necklace around his neck with a single magatama attached to it. Boy, where did you get that necklace, and do you know where my siblings and I came from? Asked Kurama. Oh, well, I was in the forest of death and I fell into a hole, sensed the power radiating from this thing, and when I put it on my body changed and I got these memories, and the answer to the latter is that the man created you guys from a 10-tailed monster. Kurama thought as much. Listen kid, and listen good, cause I'm not gonna say it a second time. That man was who you hairless monkeys call the Sage of the Six Paths, and that's his necklace which he laced with his chakra and memories, lectured Kurama. The Sage of the Six Paths. Yelled Naruto in surprise. Taking the magatama in his hand, Naruto held it with gentle care. Now it all made sense, except one thing. Wait, if this was his, how come there's only one magatama and not six? I mean, if he put his chakra in this thing, then shouldn't it preserve the others? Guess the kid isn't as dumb as he lets on, thought Kurama. You got me there, kid, damn it. Swore Naruto. Whoa, careful kid, you kiss your mother with that mouth. Mocked Kurama. Shut up. That's not funny. Then Naruto realized, wait, you said I was your jailer since when? Asked Naruto, why should I tell you? Questioned Kurama. Please, I'm desperate, answered Naruto in a sorrow-filled tone. Kurama recognized that tone, it was the same one he had after the sage left. Please don't go, I'm desperate. With a heavy sigh, Kurama decided to be a good fox for once since for thousands of years. Fine, I'll tell you everything, said Kurama. Naruto looked up with hopeful eyes and said, really? Yes, now quit your blubbering. It all started 12 years ago on your birthday when your mother Kushina Uzumaki, who was also my second Jinchuriki, and if you raise your hand or interrupt me, I won't tell you jack shit, Kurama said to Naruto, who was sitting cross-legged and raised his hand like an eager little student, then slowly lowered his hand. Good, now where was I? Ah yes, when your mother was giving birth to you, it was the perfect chance for me to escape from the seal that was keeping me inside of her. Your father, Minato Namikaze, better known as the fourth Hokage, tried to keep the seal in check, and then you were born, so the only thing to do left was to fix the seal, but a mysterious masked man held you hostage and used you as bait, so your father was separated from your mother, which succeeded, and I was ripped out of your mother. Lucky for her she was in Uzumaki or else she would have been dead. The masked bastard used his Dijutsu, the Sharingan, meaning he was only one person, the man who had once controlled me before, that rotten bastard, Madara Uchiha. Your father saved your mother and went to fight against Madara and used a contract seal to free me from his control, but he then had to come around and seal up half of my chakra into you and the rest into him. There any questions, said Kurama after finishing his little story. Good, well good night, wait. I have so many questions. Yelled Naruto. Kurama sighed and said I'll only answer one, said Kurama in an irritated manner. Did my parents love me? Of all the questions it had to be that, not wanting to be bothered anymore, Kurama decided to tell Naruto the truth. Yes kid, they loved you with all their heart, that it killed them to put such a heavy burden on you, well that, and me in the corner of his eyes. Kurama could see Naruto crying tears of both sadness and joy. Naruto looked up at Kurama and said thank you, Kurama-sama. Once again Kurama was floored. Maybe some humans weren't so bad. Maybe. Don't mention it kid, now get some sleep, replied Kurama, heading back into the shadows to slumber. Naruto awoke back into the real world only to fall back asleep not a moment later. For once Naruto was truly happy, not only did he learn that his parents loved him, but he made his first real friend. Things might be looking up for our young hero. Naruto woke up to the sound of his alarm clock, which he grabbed and threw it at the wall and broke it into pieces, and also leaving a dent in the wall. Oh that's right, I got super strength, oh well good riddance, and soon enough Naruto went on to do his daily routine, except for breakfast because of a deep voice in the back of his mind. You know, Ramen is the reason you were always so short, said Kurama. What? No way. Shouted Naruto in disbelief. What did you expect? You eat that crap every day. Damn it, well looks like I'll be eating an apple on the go. After taking his apple Naruto left his apartment and started his walk to the academy, that is until he passed the Hokage monument. When he looked up he thought his father didn't look good with a scowl, so he decided to change that. After a whole afternoon of painting, Naruto had finally finished his work of art. The faces of the Hokages looked like the real deal with color, and they had smiles, plus he made Old Man Third look younger. Down in the village, villagers were about to protest thinking it was a prank, but when they got a good look they actually liked the new look for the monument. They still don't like him, but turns out he could actually be useful. Hiruzen Sarutobi, third Hokage of Konohagakure, was also admiring the handiwork of his surrogate grandson, especially his own face on the monument. After the deed was down, Naruto started walking to the academy again only to bump into someone. When he looked up he saw a brunette man with a scar on his face. Hey Iruka-sensei, what's up? At first Iruka wouldn't have thought this kid was Naruto, but the whisker marks on his face was a dead giveaway. After getting punched upside the head and being called a baka, Naruto was being dragged back to the academy. Perfect. The academy. In the class of Iruka Yamino everyone was talking freely since their sensei went to hunt down the blonde baka known as Naruto Uzumaki, or as he is better known as the Dead Last. Everyone was having a moderately good until the door slammed open revealing the class sensei Iruka Yamino and a white-haired boy that the girls and the possible gay students found very attractive. He had well-toned muscles for a 12-year-old which drew the girls wild, especially since he had a tank top-like shirt with a red swirl in the middle of his chest area, a necklace with a single magatama, red pants and black ninja sandals. He had spiked up white hair that was as pure as freshly morning snow, his face angular with no trace of baby fat, gorgeous cerulean eyes, and 6 whisker-like birthmarks, 3 on each cheek. Then it all clicked. Cerulean eyes and whisker-like birthmarks, holy crap, it's Naruto. Was thought that went through every student's minds. The girls couldn't believe they were attracted to Naruto, same with the gay students, even though subconsciously they still are, but one thought came to their minds, what happened to the dope? Well Naruto, what do you have to say for yourself, said Iruka in a voice with much authority. I regret nothing was reply, to which some of the students chuckled. Iruka had to control himself since nothing will come from yelling at him. Just take your seat, said Iruka in an irritated voice. Yes sir, replied Naruto in a surprisingly respecting manner, which surprised both Iruka and the students. Naruto took his respected seat without showing any sign of anything immature, which was another big surprise. You're showing signs of maturity, said Kurama in the back of Naruto. Glad to see you doing so Naruto. Thanks, muttered Naruto. Thanks for what? Asked the voice next to him. Naruto turned to see the one person Naruto thought had to be an angel sent from heaven to brighten the world itself, Sakura Haruno. Sakura had long exotic pink hair that had the bangs to the side showing her wide forehead, jade green eyes, and a petite frame. Her clothing style consisted of a red short-sleeved battle dress, green biker shorts, blue sandals, and a red bow tied around her head. She stared at Naruto with a confused look. Luckily he had just a cover-up. Thanks for not hitting me, nice, said Kurama, actually happy. Naruto came up with a simple and effective lie. Why would I hit you, said Sakura, which earned her "are you serious" look from Naruto, which made her blush in embarrassment and feel a little shallow. Okay, now that everyone is here, it's time to start the genin exams, announced Iruka, as he then led his students outside to start the exams. Shit. Thought Naruto. How could he forget today was the genin exams? Calm yourself, kid, remember you have the power of the sage on your side, said Kurama, succeeding in calming Naruto's nerves. Thanks to the reassuring words of the fox spirit, Naruto had kept a cool attitude and breezed through the shuriken throwing and obstacle course in the exams with flying colors, which genuinely surprised the students and teachers. Next came the taijutsu part of the exams, and oh how Naruto loved this. Naruto had been put up against his old arch-rival, Sasuke Uchiha, the only survivor of the Uchiha massacre and one of the coldest bastards you'll ever meet. Naruto wasn't the only one who was tingling with excitement, Kurama as well couldn't wait to see Naruto wipe the floor with this little Uchiha prick. Ever since Madara came along, Kurama had always hated the Uchiha clan with a burning passion. The girls of the Sasuke fan club cheered for Sasuke to beat the crap out of Naruto, but Sasuke didn't care for his fans at all, he only cared about his revenge, reviving his clan, and her. Just as Iruka began the match, Sasuke charged at Naruto with his fist cocked back, but just as he was about to send the blow, Naruto grabbed Sasuke's wrist and threw him out of the ring and into a tree, but Sasuke managed to land on the bark of the tree and launch himself toward Naruto. The results didn't go so well in Sasuke's favor. Just when Sasuke was close enough to Naruto, with astonishing speed, Naruto kneed Sasuke in the gut with such force that some blood trickled down the side of Sasuke's lip. Sasuke, with the wind kicked out of him, fell upon the cold ground. History had been made today, a dead last loser had defeated a prodigy in just 2 moves, everyone, including the teachers, were speechless. Naruto looked at Sasuke with a bit of concern, hoping that he hadn't killed the Uchiha, while the fox spirit that shared Naruto's body roared with laughter at the display of entertainment and hoping the Uchiha finally kicked the bucket. Just then, all of Sasuke's fangirls had screamed at Naruto for what he did to their precious Sasuke-kun and was ready for blood, but that all left their bodies immediately after seeing the dead serious look Naruto had given them. What did you expect, answered Naruto darkly, it was a match, one of us had to lose, and if you all are still too ignorant to accept the truth and still want my blood, then I dare you to come up and face me. Naruto had made it clear, whether they were boy, girl, teacher, or any kind of shinobi, Naruto would gladly knock some sense into them, which made all the fangirls too afraid to even say a word. This made Naruto grin happily on the inside. Everything was going so well for Naruto today, he made some great artwork that the villagers actually appreciate, he breezed through the physical part of his exam, he finally gave Sasuke the beating he deserved, and he stopped fangirls from beating the living shit out of him by scaring them. Today was becoming the best day of his life. Until you failed, Naruto announced Iruka. What? Screamed Naruto, I don't get it, I did everything perfectly, except for the Bushin no Jutsu, corrected Iruka. Aw come on Iruka-sensei, the clone jutsu is useless, the Kawarmi jutsu is more useful, Naruto had said in a whiny voice. I'm sorry Naruto, but rules are rules. Iruka really did want Naruto to pass, he didn't know what had gotten into Naruto, but it was like he did a complete turnaround, except for his whining brash attitude and cocky personality. Naruto would have made a fine ninja, but the academy had regulations for graduating, if you couldn't create a clone, you can't graduate the academy. Naruto had left the testing room with an angry expression on his face, this had made some of the students uneasy. Excuse me Naruto, but are you okay? Naruto turned slightly to his left to see the timidly concerned voice came from Sakura, which was a genuine surprise, considering that it was a common fact that Sakura hated Naruto with a burning passion for getting in the way of her and her precious Sasuke-kun. After what Naruto displayed today, Sakura saw that Naruto was hiding his true self this whole time, so against her inner self's judgment, Sakura decided to get to know Naruto a little. The thing was, even though Sakura actually was showing concern for Naruto, he wasn't in the mood for any bullshit. Why do you care, you hate me, remember, Naruto said rather coldly, which made Sakura feel hurt on the inside and made her feel like crap. Sakura left Naruto alone, but for some reason, Sakura actually wanted to get closer to Naruto. Why? Heck if she knew. After the academy ended, Naruto angrily stomped back to his apartment, not wanting to see all the lucky graduates parade around their parents with their new headbands. He'd like to see them escape, groups of pissed off Anbu, little bastards. "There you are," Naruto heard a voice from behind him say. He turned around to find a man with shoulder-length white hair, wearing a Chunin outfit. "I've been looking everywhere for you, what the hell do you want?" Mizuki said Naruto coldly. The man known as Mizuki crinkled his eyebrows and said, "I came to inform you on your makeup exam." "Makeup exam?" questioned Naruto. "Yup, Iruka gave you another chance to become a ninja," said Mizuki in a very friendly manner. "Is that so?" said Naruto suspiciously. "Then how come he sent you to tell me and not him in person?" "He had to do paperwork," replied Mizuki. Naruto knew this was a trick, but he decided that this could probably help him vent out his anger. "What is this makeup exam?" Konoha Woods. It had been an hour and a half since Naruto took the scroll of forbidden jutsu from the old man's mansion. Getting in was easy, but getting out was a different story. Thank Kami he created the sexy no jutsu that gave him the ability to transform into an attractive naked woman, or else the old man would have beaten him down for taking it. Thank Kami most of the men in the shinobi world are perverts, especially the old man. While Naruto was waiting for Mizuki, he had learned a new jutsu from the forbidden scroll, the Kage Bushin no Jutsu. Sure, Naruto said earlier that the Bushin no Jutsu was useless, but this was Kage Bushin, which was a solid clone, not an illusion like the crappy regular Bushin Jutsu. After a little while of waiting, Iruka had found Naruto and had an angry expression on his face, which proved Naruto's suspicions. Naruto had told Iruka everything about what Mizuki had plotted. Just then a gigantic Fuma shuriken was thrown at them. Both Naruto and Iruka dodged the giant deadly ninja tool in time. "Congrats Naruto, you pass. Now give me the scroll," demanded Mizuki, who was in a tree with a bandana on his head and another Fuma shuriken on his back. "Oh sure, I'll give it to you when hell freezes over," yelled a clearly pissed off Naruto. "I was hoping you'd say that," said Mizuki as he made a seal. Suddenly the sounds of sizzling were heard from the thrown Fuma shuriken on Naruto's left, which had roughly 14 on them. Naruto's eyes widened, then were closed tight, preparing for the explosion. Boom, the explosion occurred, but Naruto didn't feel a thing. He carefully opened his eyes to see such a he never thought would ever happen sight. Iruka had protected Naruto from the explosion. Iruka had suffered the full effect of the explosion. The clothing of his torso burnt off, showing the charred skin he had received from protecting Naruto. The left side of Iruka's face had third-degree burns. "Why you alright?" and Naruto, Iruka asked with pain evident in his voice. "Why?" questioned Naruto, trembling. Why did Iruka sacrifice himself for him? Didn't he hate Naruto like the rest of the villagers? "Because we're alike," answered Iruka, shocking Naruto. "Like you, I wanted to prove myself when I was your age. I even wanted attention, so I acted like a clown. You remind me of myself, Naruto. You're my favorite student." Tears were pouring down Naruto's eyes after hearing the heartwarming words from Iruka. "Naruto T, take the S scroll and get B back to the Hidden Leaf village," ordered Iruka. "B but W what about why you?" Naruto tried to speak in a trembling voice. I'm D done for, you have T to go." "No," yelled Naruto in protest, and Naruto, before Iruka could protest, Naruto hugged him tightly and said with tears in his eyes, "I'm not leaving you." Iruka was touched. Even though the secrets of the village were important, Naruto still refused to leave his side, even if it was a reckless decision. "Naruto," Iruka said quietly but loud enough for Naruto could hear, "I'm glad I got to meet you." Naruto looked up at Iruka with eyes full of tears to see Iruka smiling down at him with compassion, and like that his heart had stopped. Iruka Yamino was dead. Fresh tears were beginning to pour from Naruto's eyes. The only person that had showed him so much compassion, that showed him such kindness, the man who gave him comfort, was now gone. Up in the tree, Mizuki grinned, sickly deranged, feeling pride in harming the demon brat like no other did. "This is what happens when you befriend a demon," sneered Mizuki, but suddenly felt fear from the killer intent that Naruto was emitting. "No," said Naruto, still holding Iruka's burnt corpse. "This is what happens when sick bastards like you feel they can get away with whatever they want," roared Naruto, glaring at Mizuki with pale sky blue rippled patterned eyes. Mizuki, feeling so much fear, couldn't even move a single muscle. He had angered the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, and now he had to pay the price. In a swift motion, Naruto had lifted one of his arms and spoke Shinra Tensei. Suddenly everything in front of Naruto's palm had been attacked with so much force. Mizuki was barely alive for the moment, but that ended when Naruto pulled out a kunai and once again spoke the word Shinra Tensei, that it launched the kunai with such force that it impaled straight through Mizuki's skull, instantly killing the rotten bastard. There he was in the middle of a half-destroyed area of the forest, trees uprooted, burnt bark from explosions, and the scent of blood in the air, but none of that mattered. The only thing that mattered to Naruto was to not let go of the body of his deceased sensei. "Please let it all be a dream, please let it all be a dream, please let it all be a dream," was the thought that kept going over and over in Naruto's mind. He didn't care if he ever became a ninja anymore, he just wanted Iruka-sensei back. The next morning, it was a dark and dreary day in Konoha. The funeral of Iruka Yamino was in progress, with friends and students there paying their respects to the fallen shinobi. Soon after burying the casket, people started leaving. The only ones left were Sakura and Naruto. Sakura had always seen Iruka as a sort of father figure. He helped her whenever he could and always listened to her problems. She found herself staring at Naruto, who had been seen as a hero in their graduating class for defeating the man who took their sensei's life. Naruto Sakura started. It's my entire fault, said Naruto. I knew that bastard Mizuki was just using me, but I still went ahead and did his dirty work. It's my entire fault I killed Iruka-sensei. Sakura put her hand on Naruto's shoulder and said, Iruka believed you, Naruto. That was all Sakura said, then left the grave site. It may have been a few words, but it spoke a lot to Naruto. He looked down at the grave and said, I promise I'll bring peace to this world for you, and with those simple words, Naruto left Iruka's grave whispering thank you Sakura. Naruto was walking down the street with his hair covering his eyes and a deep frown on his face. Sakura may have comforted him a bit with those words back at Iruka's grave, but he still felt like worthless trash. He still couldn't forgive himself, even if Iruka didn't blame him for anything. Suddenly two Anbu appeared in front of him, here to get some payback from the other day, said Naruto in monotone voice. We're here for business not pleasure, said the Anbu on the left who wore a lion's mask. Hokage-sama wishes to speak to you, said the other Anbu wearing a badger mask. Alright, I'll speak with him, Naruto replied still with a monotone voice. After the Anbu took their leave, Naruto took his self-loathing walk towards the Hokage's office. Once entering the third's office, Naruto asked in a monotone voice what the old man wanted. Hiruzen Sarutobi's response was placing a Konoha headband on his desk, which confused Naruto. Naruto Uzumaki, I have called you here to award you the position of genin. To this Naruto had been shocked. What? You can't be serious. Is there a problem? Asked the genuinely confused Kage. I'm the reason Iruka-sensei died, and you want to give me a position I don't even deserve. Yelled a furious Naruto with his new rippled eyes glowing sky blue. Hiruzen will have to ask about that later. Naruto, I saw everything with the crystal ball I have. What you showed gives you the right to have this position, said the Hokage, but I listened to Mizuki knowing he was up to something that may be true, but let me ask you, were you really going to give Mizuki the scroll? To this Naruto remained silent. That's what I thought. Besides, Mizuki was going to steal the scroll anyway, which means that Iruka probably would have died anyway, knowing what the price of being a shinobi entails. In other words, Naruto, if you weren't there, both Iruka and the scroll would have been lost, and Mizuki would have escaped the hidden leaf. You helped save the hidden leaf, Naruto. It still didn't sit right in Naruto, but the wise Hokage was indeed correct. If he wasn't there, Mizuki would still be alive running around, instead of facing his judgment. Also, it was Iruka who requested you promotion. Naruto froze in shock. What? Iruka believed you deserved the promotion more than any other student. I agreed with him. He saw you as not just a student, but a comrade and dear friend, probably even like a brother or a son. Naruto had fresh tears pouring from his eyes. Sakura was right, Iruka did believe in Naruto, and that headband was living proof. With trembling hands, Naruto took the headband and put it close to his heart, silently thanking his mentor for giving him this chance. Hiruzen had a sympathetic expression on his face. Everything that had happened to Naruto lately was too much to be put on a 12-year. Hiruzen was surprised that Naruto was still holding up, instead of being a broken down mess like any other child would. That boy never ceases to amaze him. So will you accept? Asked Hiruzen. Honestly, I don't feel like I deserve it, replied Naruto. Hiruzen was a bit saddened by this, but suddenly said Naruto, which got Hiruzen's attention. Iruka-sensei believed in me. He believed that I would be an amazing ninja, so I'll start believing in myself as well, for Iruka-sensei. This had brought great pride and joy to Hiruzen. An excellent choice, Naruto. Now if you don't mind me asking, what happened to your eyes? Looking up at the aged Kage, Naruto shrugged and said, I don't know, they just appeared after Iruka-sensei. He just couldn't bear to finish that sentence. The Hokage nodded understandingly and asked to inspect them, which Naruto had agreed to. Incredible, the third Hokage was in disbelief. Naruto, this is the Rinnegan, the same eyes owned by the sage of the six paths himself. Oh well, that makes sense. Naruto should have known better. Excuse me? Asked the third in disbelief. That this didn't surprise Naruto in the least. I guess I got some explaining to do. So, Naruto explained what happened the day before the Mizuki incident. Astounding, said Hiruzen in amazement. I thought that the Kyuubi was the reason for your recent transformation. Kurama, old man. His name is Kurama, said Naruto. Yes, of course. My apologies, Naruto. I'm considering this an S-class secret. No one must know of this, I understand. And since I'm here, could I ask a request? Asked Naruto. Hiruzen nodded in response. Do you think I can move into my parents' home? Asked Naruto timidly. I don't see why not, Sarutobi answered with a genuine smile. Really? Exclaimed Naruto in disbelief. Of course yes. Exclaimed Naruto. I'll take you there now. Great. Oh wait, there's something I gotta do first. I'll be back, said Naruto heading out the door. Where are you going? Asked the Hokage. I gotta give my thanks, said Naruto leaving. Hiruzen was smiling that his surrogate grandson was happy once again. Thank you for looking after him, Iruka. Naruto was heading to Iruka's grave when he passed by the Yamanaka flower shop and decided to get some flowers to put on his sensei's tombstone. Naruto entered the shop and saw behind the counter was Ino Yamanaka, a blonde beauty with oceanic blue eyes and her hair tied back in a long ponytail that went up to her bottom back and one single long bang on the right side of her face. She wore a two-piece purple top and skirt combo and had bandages around her torso and thigh area of her body underneath her clothing. He always had a bit of a crush on her since he first entered the academy, he was attracted to her, Sakura, and a girl who was a year older than him named Ten. He would be lying if he said he wasn't attracted to her anymore, I mean she has a nice body and low C cup and they were only gonna get bigger. Welcome to Yamanaka Flower Naruto. Hi Ino greeted Naruto, let me guess, here to buy flowers for forehead. Asked Ino a bit annoyed that Sakura got Naruto's eyes, true back then she wouldn't have cared, but that was before Naruto changed. No, I just came in to get some flowers to put on Iruka's grave, he answered still a bit saddened. Oh I'm sorry apologized Ino it's alright, said Naruto no Naruto, I mean for everything I did to since the academy I truly am sorry Ino was genuinely sorry for the things she did to Naruto, after thinking about it, Ino admitted that she had been an A-class bitch to him. Hell everyone was mean to Naruto and for what? He didn't hurt anybody, so why was he always given a hard time? Ino I said it was alright, water under the bridge, you know Ino was surprised, how could Naruto forgive her or anyone for their past actions upon him? I don't mean to be rude Ino-chan, but could I get my flowers please, I'm kinda in a rush Ino snapped out of her daze and was blushing at the suffix Naruto put in her name yeah sure, sorry Naruto-kun man, what a day huh? Ino gave Naruto his flowers and he paid for them thanked Ino same to you said Naruto no, I mean for forgiving me, said Ino with genuine happiness that Naruto forgave her. Like I said, it's alright said Naruto with a big smile by the way, what happened to your eye? Oh that, Keke Genkai answered Naruto not really lying, oh well they look cute, she complimented making Naruto blush, thanks, Ino-chan said Naruto in a shy-like voice, and with that he left. Naruto arrived at the cemetery and was heading to Iruka's grave when he saw a figure there excuse me, but did you know Iruka-sensei? He asked the person who turned around. The person was a woman with long royal blue hair with a bang on the right side of her face that was curved at the end, she had honey golden hazel colored eyes, a sharp well-defined face, luscious lips, and a beautiful body with C-cup and a beautiful light blue kimono. She had to be the most beautiful woman he's ever seen. Oh well yes, I did know your sensei even her voice was beautiful, and you must be Naruto yeah that's right, how did you know? Iruka-kun told me about your little change, and even if he didn't I remember him telling me about you whisker-like birthmarks the mysterious woman answer in a friendly voice, and with a smile my name is Maiko, I was Iruka's fiancé Iruka had a fiancé. Well I guess it shouldn't be that surprising, a teacher's job is to pass on knowledge, not facts about their private lives thought Naruto, then looking down with shame. Maiko was looking at him with concern and confusion, are you alright? I'm sorry said Naruto I understand if you hate me for letting Iruka-sensei die Naruto, I heard what happened from the Hokage Naruto looked up at her Iruka-kun, sacrificed himself to save your life, I could never blame you, the only one I despise for what had happened to Iruka was Mizuki just saying the traitor's name made Maiko's blood boil. You don't have to worry about him, that bastard got what he deserved, Naruto said with such malice in his voice, that's also why I want to thank you, Naruto looked at her with surprise what? Why? Because if you weren't there to stop Mizuki I probably would have been crying every night knowing that monster was still alive with Iruka-kun's blood on his hands, that's why I'm happy knowing you stopped him for Iruka and us. Questioned Naruto yes, us Maiko answered while putting her hand on her stomach. With his Rinnegan Naruto saw what looked like a tiny bit of chakra. Why you're pregnant? Yes I am she answered happily I'm sorry. Screamed Naruto in despair of believing he was the reason of making someone a single mother. I said it's alright Naruto-kun, actually I also wanted to ask you something Naruto paid attention to this, like it was the most important thing in the world I wanted to ask, if it's okay with you, if you could be my unborn child's godfather, Naruto was at a loss for words, a godfather? Him. This was so much for him, but even if she didn't ask him he would still be there for both Maiko and the unborn child. I would be honored, but are you really sure about this? Iruka said so many good things about you, we were actually going to consider adopting you once you graduated from the academy Naruto was shocked, Iruka and Maiko wanted to adopt him. Naruto had new fresh tears in his eyes, are you alright? Maiko asked worried she said something yeah, it's nothing, I'm just really happy, you know he said happily with his famous wide grin. Maiko gave Naruto a warm smile, happy that Naruto was radiating with warmth again, those are some beautiful flowers she commented oh right, these are for Iruka-sensei, as a sign of thanks you know. Maiko had only known Naruto for a few minutes, and already she loved the kid, he was a kind, gentle boy with a heart of gold, it was no wonder why Iruka liked him so much, he actually sort of reminded Maiko of Iruka. After placing the flowers on Iruka's grave and saying a silent prayer both Naruto and Maiko left the cemetery together excuse me Naruto-kun, I've been meaning to ask, what happened to your eyes? Oh, that I got them last night after Iruka-sensei saved me, they're a Kekkei Genkai, but they're supposed to be an S-rank secret, answered Naruto. Then why tell me? Because Iruka-sensei trusted you with all his heart, and so do I, after all Iruka-sensei always knew what was best. This had put a loving smile on Maiko's face. Naruto and Maiko made it to the Hokage Tower where the third was waiting for Naruto. Oh Naruto, I see you met Maiko. Yeah, oh old man, do you think Maiko Ni-chan can come with us? The third was surprised by this request. Well, Maiko was curious. Go with you where Naruto-kun? You'll see the trio left to the northeast of the village where the abandoned and ruined area of the village was. Old man, why are we here? Asked Naruto. When he turned to face the Hokage, he saw the third move a broken wooden pillar to reveal a damaged plaque. Here it is, said the third. What is that? Asked a confused Naruto. This is the door to your new home, Naruto announced the third. This thing. What is it? To many this seems like a damaged plaque, but actually it is a key to unlock the genjutsu surrounding your parents' estate. What, how? Exclaimed Naruto. You see, your father was a genius when it came to seals, and he was somehow able to create one to be able to make a genjutsu that was just like the Izanagi. Iza what? Asked Naruto. Izanagi, a genjutsu that is able to control the reality around the user to an extent. This plaque controls the state of this area here. Naruto had stars in his eyes. My dad was a genius, he thought, having so much more admiration for his father. Your father was a genius, and the only way to cancel the genjutsu around your family's estate is to smear your blood onto this plaque, so the plaque is actually a blood seal, said Maiko. That is correct. Minato placed this genjutsu before facing against the Nine Tails. You mean Kurama, corrected Naruto. Yes, of course, the Nine Tails had a name? Asked Maiko. Yeah, wasn't it obvious? Nine Tails is just a title like the name Hokage. You know, that actually made sense to Maiko, but obvious, definitely not. Naruto bit his thumb and smeared his blood on the plaque and waited for the results, but nothing happened. What the hell? Naruto yelled. Language, kid, said a familiar deep voice. You. Where the hell have you been? I've got a bone to pick with you, you bastard fox. But suddenly Naruto's little inner argument with the Biju King was interrupted by a rumbling noise coming from the seemingly destroyed area. Suddenly a giant bright shining light covered the whole area, making Naruto, Maiko, and the third cover their eyes. When the light died, they uncovered their eyes to see a gorgeous scenery. It was a forest clearing with a bridge crossing over a pure crystal blue river, leading into what seemed like a miniature village, with beautiful formal two-story houses littered the huge grassy area, but they weren't as incredible as the giant five-story mansion far straight ahead. The environment was astonishing, luscious grass everywhere, gardens with lively flowers, animals frolicking without a care in the world, areas that looked like training grounds for each home. But the most incredible sight was a mountainous rock formation with a beautiful flowing waterfall, hitting into a small lake that was also connected to the river, bypassing the bridge into an even greater lake. Next to that lake was a big building that appeared on a platform that was connected to a dock where some boats resided with fishing hooks inside them. Naruto and Maiko were speechless, while the Hokage smiled. Amazing, this place looks like time hasn't even affected it one bit, maybe that's how the seal worked, speculated the old Cage. This is incredible, Naruto said, still in awe. What is that building over on the lake? Asked Maiko. Oh, that's the estate's onsen, answered the Hokage. Maiko had stars in her eyes. This place has everything, she thought dreamily. Come you two, I'll give you a tour of the estate, said Hiruzen, with Naruto and Maiko following him. The houses were beautiful, every single one of them had a huge kitchen, impressive furniture that looked very expensive, small plasma TVs, and 4 bedrooms with a 5th being the master bedroom, and each house had a backyard training ground. There was a reserved part of the estate where the animals of the forest roamed free. Maiko was petting a cute little wolf cub, while all the foxes were attracted to Naruto. He was trying to get them off after the 20th one, but they suddenly all tackled him and started giving him licks everywhere, except for one fox kid trying to bite off his sandal. At this, Maiko and Hiruzen burst into laughter at the adorably hilarious sight. They went to the onsen next and Maiko, unable to control herself, stripped down naked and jumped in. Naruto and the Hokage decided to give Maiko some privacy after getting a nosebleed. Their final stop was the mansion, which was owned by Naruto's parents. It had a ginormous kitchen, 25 bedrooms and a master bedroom next door to a nursery, and a spacious living room with what Naruto and Maiko thought had to be the biggest plasma TV ever, 80 inches high and 100 inches wide. Minato really went big to get this, especially for Jiraiya to watch his favorite channel. Who's Jiraiya? Asked Naruto, still staring at the ginormous television set. He's your godfather, answered the third. Oh, wait, what? Exclaimed Naruto and Maiko in surprise. I have a godfather. Well, in truth he's actually your grandfather, told the Hokage with his voice laced with shame. My grandfather. Naruto was at a loss for words. He had a family member, a living family member. If it's true, then why wasn't he there for me? Naruto asked with mixed emotions of fear, sadness, and anger. That's actually my fault. Naruto looked at the Hokage in surprise. With Jiraya's spy network he couldn't stay in the village, but he wanted to take you with him knowing the life you'd have as a Jinchuriki, but I said no, for I believed you'd be safer in the village. I promised Jiraiya I would do everything in my power to protect you, but there wasn't much I could do considering the council challenged me for showing favoritism immediately. Naruto despised the council and decided that when he fulfilled his dream of becoming Hokage, his first order would be to disband the council. Rotten bastards, but I thought he would do everything in his power to take me with him, since he's my grandfather, Naruto said, confused why his grandfather didn't take him without a fight. The third side at this, it's because Jiraiya doesn't know that you're his grandson, said Hiruzen in shame. Huh? Exclaimed both Naruto and Maiko again. Take a seat you two, it's about time I told a secret I have kept for years. Both Naruto and Maiko did as they were told, eager to hear this little secret. I guess I should start with the day it happened, Hiruzen said, recollecting his thoughts. It all started the day before the second great ninja war. On that night, both your grandparents were drinking together, your grandfather Jiraiya and your grandmother, Tsunade Senju. Konoha 39 years ago, Drunken Monkey Tavern. Everyone was having fun before going to war to probably die by getting drunk, dancing, and of course getting lucky. Except for a busty blonde beauty who wore her hair in two pigtails and her bangs drooped down the sides of her face, and she wore the regular Jonin attire. The woman had a sour look on her face that said, I'm not in the mood. Piss off, hate Tsunade. Haim, there you are. The woman identified as Tsunade looked to her right to see her perverted baka teammate Jiraiya. What do you want, perv? Tsunade said in a sour tone. Aw, come on Tsunade, don't be like that. Have fun, said Jiraiya in a happy tone with a huge grin. I'll be however I want, you slimy perverted bastard. Why don't you just go die alone away from me? Okay, now that was harsh, but Jiraiya couldn't blame her. War always led to death, and the wounds of Tsunade's brother Nawaki's death were still there. Tsunade, you knew this was going to happen, but I promise you that no one you love is going to die like Nawaki. Shut the fuck up. You have no right to say his name, you rotten bastard. She yelled with tears forming in her eyes. He was my friend too, Tsunade. I know how important he was to you, but you still have others who are here for you. Shut up. Shut up. I have no one, you inconsiderate asshole. Tsunade yelled with fury and swung her fist to Jiraiya, only for it to be grabbed by her teammate. Jiraiya then pulled Tsunade into a compassionate hug which surprised her. That's not true, you have Tsurutobi-sensei, Orochimaru and me, and I'll promise I'll never leave your side. I love you. Jiraiya's words had made Tsunade cry tears of sadness and happiness. Thank you Jiraiya, anytime. Haim, let me buy you a drink. Thank goodness the drinks were free, or else Jiraiya would have gone broke. Oh Jiraiya-kun, you treat me so well, said an intoxicated Tsunade nibbling on Jiraiya's earlobe. Anything for you, Tsunade Chan, Jiraiya said, equally intoxicated and grinning like a pervert. Come on, Tsunade said, while dragging Jiraiya out of the tavern. Where are we going, Tsunade? Haim asked a drunken Jiraiya. You'll see, she answered with a sly smile. They both arrived at Tsunade's estate, which made Jiraiya more curious. The two traveled to the upper floor to where Tsunade sleeps. Tsunade, Haim, what are we doing here? Jiraiya asked. His answer was Tsunade jumping him and making out with him. She pushed him into her room, locked the door, pushed him onto the bed, and you get the idea. The next morning, Jiraiya. A scream woke up the toad summoner. How, what happened? Jiraiya asked. He turned to the voice just to see a naked Tsunade with an expression that says ready to kill. Now normally Jiraiya would run while he still had a chance, but he was too distracted with Tsunade's mountains that were exposed in all their incredible glory. Suddenly, while he was distracted by the two glorious mounds, Tsunade punched Jiraiya with so much force he went through the wall and landed on the other side of the village. Unfortunately for him, he landed inside the women's side of the hot springs. Poor Jiraiya, he didn't even do anything this time. The next week, it's been a whole week since Jiraiya and Tsunade, well you know, and she hasn't even talked to him or anything, which worried him. It was no secret that Jiraiya is deep in love with Tsunade, and losing what friendship they had left isn't something Jiraiya wants. Suddenly an Anbu appeared in front of Jiraiya. What's up, dog? Asked Jiraiya to the dog masked Anbu, and boy, the Anbu really hated that Hokage-sama has summoned you, Jiraiya said the dog masked Anbu in an irritated tone for the idiotic response. The Anbu shined away, leaving Jiraiya to himself. Guys, gotta liven up, Jiraiya commented and left for his sensei's tower. Once Jiraiya got there through his favorite entrance, the window, he saw not only his sensei, but his beautiful blonde teammate as well. Oh hey Tsunade, Haim, said Jiraiya nervously, obviously not forgetting last. Tsunade forced me to send for you, responded the Hokage, earning a glare from his female student. Ah really? Jiraiya asked nervously. The Hokage nodded. SSOWW, what do you need, Tsunade? Haim asked Jiraiya, scared out of his mind to what she might do. I'm just going to come out with a thanks to you, I'm pregnant outright, said Tsunade, which caused both Jiraiya and Hiruzen to be frozen in their spots with their jaws dropped. Suddenly, as fast as lightning, Jiraiya grabbed Tsunade in a big hug and spun her around with a big grin on his face. This was surprising. Jiraiya the super pervert actually is happy with having a child. Damn. After having enough of being spun around, Tsunade punched Jiraiya upside the head, making him put her down. Sorry Tsunade, Haim, I'm just so happy. Jiraiya exclaimed with so much enthusiasm. You are? Asked Tsunade and the Hokage in surprise of course. Why wouldn't I? Tsunade was definitely surprised, she thought she'd have to force Jiraiya to be there for their unborn child. Look pervert, I propose that since we're going to have a little gaki of our own, that we start spending more time together. Seriously? Asked Jiraiya hoping she wasn't kidding. Yes, Tsunade answered with a little smile on her, she then grabbed him by the collar. But if you dare cheat on me or turn our unborn child into a pervert, then you care forget about being a father, forever, she threatened. And no problem Tsunade Haim, trust me, Jiraiya responded with fear. During this the Hokage chuckled with his students' antics and the fact the two would be parents. Soon the whole village heard of Jiraiya and Tsunade's blessing, as some would call it. During this time Tsunade and Jiraiya prepared for the baby's arrival. A lot of the stuff they got for free, considering Tsunade was going to give birth to the Senju clan heir. Kiss-ups. For the whole thing Tsunade had started to see Jiraiya in a whole new light. The Toad Summoner had gotten all the essentials for the child. He was there for Tsunade, including when he had to stop her from drinking. Boy did he get a lot of hits for that. But Tsunade loved that he would take a hit for her and their unborn child, no matter how much it hurt. He even stopped his research for her, at least for now anyway. The village couldn't wait for the new member of the Senju clan to be born, including Aiwa. Aiwa had heard of the child of Tsunade and figured it would give them an advantage in the war, especially if it meant the Senju princess and Toad Summoner would be unfit to fight in the war due to deep depression, and knowing Tsunade, she would probably destroy everything in Konoha due to uncontrollable anger. On the night of January 25th Tsunade had went into labor and Jiraiya was pacing back and forth with his sensei third Hokage Hiruzen Sarutobi and his teammate and best friend, though he won't admit it, Orochimaru sitting in the waiting room, waiting for the new member of the Senju clan to be born. Oh, I hope everything is alright, said Jiraiya, scared for his life that something might go wrong to his love or his child. Settle down Jiraiya, Tsunade will survive, and since it is her child, I guarantee he or she will be just fine, said the Hokage, trying to comfort his student. I know sensei, but suddenly a familiar and creepy chuckle interrupted Jiraiya. Is the so-called legendary Jiraiya the gallant actually afraid, especially over something like this? You know you're not the one in pain, right, said Orochimaru smugly. Shut up you snake bastard. You don't know how it feels like to be a soon-to-be father. But I guess you'll never know, homo snake. For the last time, I'm not gay. Sarutobi could see the uprising conflict between his two pupils, but decided to leave it be, since this would keep Jiraiya busy until his child was born. Before anything got physical a nurse came in and pronounced that the job was done, and Jiraiya just sprinted inside to see if Tsunade and his child were alright, and sure enough there he saw them both looking okay. About time you came here, said Tsunade with a happy smile. Jiraiya bent next to her to see their new child. It was a boy. The child was beautiful. The child had his mother's blonde hair, only it was a sun-kissed, while he had Jiraiya's spike hair and skin color. He's beautiful, Jiraiya said, looking at his and Tsunade newborn child. Yeah, he is, said Tsunade with so much happiness. Jiraiya looked at Tsunade and saw that she was paler. Tsunade, you don't look so good, said Jiraiya in worry. Oh, nothing, just lost some blood. A doctor then comes into the room. Excused Tsunade-sama, but we need to start your blood transfusion. We'll take your child to the nursery. Tsunade seemed hesitant into doing so. Don't worry Tsunade, everything will be fine. I promise, Jiraiya reassured Tsunade. Alright, I trust Jiraiya-kun. Jiraiya had a big smile on his face. A nurse took the child to the nursery, which means now was the time for some hidden shinobi to strike. The nurse was suddenly attacked and killed, but the hidden shinobi weren't able to stop the nurse from screaming, alerting every Konoha shinobi that there was trouble. Jiraiya and Tsunade heard this and know where that scream came from. The baby. The new parents yelled. Tsunade tried to get up, but Jiraiya told her to lie down while he take care of it. Jiraiya, please bring our baby back safely, Tsunade begged. I promised Tsunade, I won't let you down, and with that Jiraiya left to save their child. Once he got to the nursery, Jiraiya made it in time to see who was invading Iwanin. Jiraiya said with malice in his voice. The last of the Iwanin escaped, but Jiraiya wasn't going to let them take his child away. Tonight the blood of Iwanin are going to bathe the streets. The Iwanin were headed to the forest as quick as they could by spreading chakra to their feet, but the baby in one of the Iwanin's arms was wailing out of fear, and as we all know Iwanin are very short-tempered. Can we just shut the brat up already? Yelled one of the Iwanin. Now in order to do that we'd have to kill the brat. Asked the Iwanin with a mask of a bear, most likely the leader. I think so. Well, we're not supposed to do that. Now shut up. Suddenly something from the sky fell in front of the Iwanin. What the hell is that? Yelled an Iwanin, looking up at the mysterious thing. They saw what looked like a toad. Jiraiya. Why did you summon me, Urobaka? Yelled the gigantic toad. No time to explain, Gamabunta, said Jiraiya. Now listen up. I'm going to give you one chance to give back my son, or else I'm going to send you all to your personal hell. Screw you. Yelled one of the Iwanin. Fine then, have it your way. Soon enough a kunai was lodged into an Iwanin's throat, killing him, obviously. Take the kid and get out of here. Yelled the bear-masked Iwanin. The Iwanin holding the child ran away with the baby while the others were to deal with Uraya, but when the masked Iwanin turned around, he saw his men already dead on the floor. A ninja should never let his guard down, said Jiraiya behind the bare-masked Iwanin, and that was the last thing the Iwanin heard before his throat was slit. Now all there was left was one Iwanin. The Iwanin was running for his life, he looked back only to see Jiraiya was hot on his tail, no matter what he did Jiraiya would not let up. Jiraiya was close to his target, but suddenly a kunai was launched past Jiraiya straight to the Iwanin, but it had an explosive tag attached to it. No. The kunai then exploded killing the Iwanin, his body landing in a dark alley, his body burned to a crisp, no way the child could survive, was the thought that kept rolling in Jiraiya's head. He looked around to see who threw the kunai, but he saw no one. Jiraiya left the scene and went back to the hospital. When he got there Tsunade looked at him, hoping he brought their child back, but he didn't, which had broken Tsunade's heart. She had lost another precious person in her life. Tsunade, I'm sorry. Jiraiya started. Get out. What? He asked. I said get out. I never want to see you again. Tsunade yelled with much anger and despair. Jiraiya wanted to comfort her, but he knew that would only make things worse, so he left with tears in his eyes. Jiraiya had both lost his own child and his love forever. An hour later, the woman was rushing down the path to the orphanage with some bags. Oh, Ms. Sato is going to kill me for being late, she said nervously. Suddenly the girl hears what sounds like a baby crying. She follows the sound to an alley to find a burnt body. She was frightened, but she had to be brave. She slowly approached the body, trying her best to hold in her lunch. Once she got to the burnt body, it took all her willpower not to throw up from the burnt and decaying damage done to the body. The young woman lifted one of the body's arms to find a crying little blonde child. It seems the body covered the child from whatever had happened to it. The girl picked up the baby in her arms. It's okay little one, you don't have to be afraid, I'm here, said the young woman. The baby stopped crying and opened its eyes for the first time. The child had gorgeous cerulean eyes and it looked up at the woman curiously. Aren't you adorable, she said. Don't worry, I'll take care of you with this. The baby giggled with an adorable smile. The young woman took the bags with the infant in her arms to the orphanage. You don't have a name, right? The young woman asked, only for her response to be a confused expression on the child's face. Of course not, I'll call you Minato, do you like that name? The baby giggled at the name. I guess you do. My name is Haruko, and it's nice to meet you, Minato, Haruko said with a smile, looking at the giggling baby. Present day. It wasn't until the next week that I learned that Minato was still alive, but in order for him to be safe from Iwa or any other enemies to the Hidden Leaf, I had to keep his lineage a secret, said the Hokage, ending his story. Naruto and Maiko were shocked about the truth that they both were speechless. It all made sense now. No one knew where the fourth Hokage came from. There wasn't even a clan called the Namikaze clan. No civilians or shinobi shared the same name. Now the truth of the fourth Hokage's history is known by only 3 people, but this history really upset Naruto. Why didn't you ever tell him? Asked Naruto in a cold tone. I figured it would do more harm than good if I ever told any of them. I'm sorry, said Hiruzen with shame still in his voice. Then tell them now, said Naruto. Hiruzen and Maiko looked at him with surprise. My grandparents have a right to know, and if you don't tell them I'll just leave this village to go and find them and tell them myself, Naruto had said with such determination. Hiruzen knew Naruto was true to his word, never going back on it was his nindo, ever since he met a little pink-haired girl years ago. Alright Naruto, I shall send a message to Jiraiya and Tsunade, and maybe Shizune, said the third. Who's Shizune? Never mind. Somewhere in the land of tea, an attractive dark-haired woman with onyx-colored eyes and a black kimono sneezed, almost dropping the pig she had in her arms. Are you alright, Shizune? Asked a busty blonde beauty. Yes, I'm fine, Tsunade-sama assured Shizune. Back in Konoha. Well, I guess I overstayed my welcome, said Maiko. Actually Maiko, I wanted to ask you, well, if you wanted to live here. What? Both Maiko and the Hokage asked in surprise. Well, you see, since you're pregnant and there's still a nursery here and plenty of room, I figured that it would be a perfect place for you and the kid, you know. Maiko was touched that Naruto would consider this. Naruto, I don't want to be a bother. Nonsense, Ni-chan, I'd be happy if you'd stay, Naruto reassured with a smile. Maiko had the feeling that Naruto wouldn't take no for an answer. Alright, if you insist, she said, finally giving in. Sweet. I promise you won't regret it, exclaimed an enthusiastic Naruto with a big smile. Well, I believe I should go on, I still have to send those messages, said the Hokage, standing up to leave, but not before giving Naruto a pair of sunglasses. Use those to hide your Rinnegan, see old man, and thanks. The Hokage gave Naruto one last smile and left. Later that night, after moving Maiko's belonging into his new estate, Naruto decided to call it a night and went to bed, but someone else had other plans. When Naruto opened his eyes, he was in front of Kurama's cage. Naruto yelled, pointing his finger straight at Kurama. Yes kid, it's me. You should solve mysteries more often, said the Biju King sarcastically. I want some answers right now. How come I wasn't fast enough to react to the explosive tags? I got the power of the sage, don't I? And why the fuck didn't you help me when Mizuki showed up? Naruto screamed with so much fury and tears spilling out of his eyes. Kurama sighed at his Jinchuriki ignorance, but then again he is still an inexperienced shinobi in training. Listen and listen good kid. 1. Because your mind isn't in sync with your body, which is important for a shinobi, and before you say what I know you're going to say, you were fighting on your own instincts in your battle with the Uchiha brat. 2. No you don't, at least not yet. For some reason the powers of the sage are locked away, and you have to do something to activate them. The only things you got from the sage were his memories. And 3. I can't do shit while I'm stuck behind these fucking bars. They're all 3 questions answered. You're welcome. After having his questions answered, Naruto felt badly for blaming the fox, then he fell to his knees. So it really is my fault, Naruto said with more tears pouring from his eyes. Quit your whining. Yelled Kurama. I've seen some bad shinobi in my life, but you're the worst. Your father once said that ninja were meant to endure when a comrade dies, and you won't do the same for your sensei. Quit your blubbering and start being the ninja your sensei pictured you to be. Naruto had taken this all into account. Had he really been this selfish? Wasn't crying over Iruka a sign of endearment? No, it was actually him feeling pity for himself, not endearing Iruka's sacrifice. The fox was right, he was being a horrible shinobi, but he's done crying. It's time to stop feeling self-pity and start walking down the path of a real shinobi. Naruto got up to his feet with an aura determination radiating around his body. Thank you, Kurama. Naruto thanked the fox. The fox was glad his container was finally done bitching and started to be a man from now on. I swear to this day that I will become stronger and bring peace to this world, for Iruka, for Maiko, for my family, to all those that are precious to me. If you're actually going to get stronger down your little path, you're going to have to take the first step, said Kurama, who then tossed Naruto what looked like a giant scroll. Naruto caught the giant scroll into his arms, but he almost landed on his bottom, considering how heavy it was. What is this? Asked a curious Naruto looking at the scroll. It's toilet paper. What the hell do you think it is? It's a summoning contract, said Kurama. Summoning contract? Naruto asked. Oh wait, now I remember, I just have to sign this with my blood, right? Correct, I guess you're not too hopeless, said Kurama. Ignoring the fox's comment, since he was too excited about signing the contract, Naruto unraveled the scroll, bit his thumb, and then wrote his name with his blood in the first slot inside the scroll. Once done, the scroll poofed away and Naruto jumped to his feet and was about to summon something, but then realized something. What are the hand signs? Naruto asked, causing the fox to sweat drop at his Jinchuriki's stupidity. The hand signs are boar, dog, bird, monkey and ram, informed Kurama. Such a baka. I heard that, yelled Naruto. He then started the hand signs and slammed his palm on the ground. Kuchius no jutsu. Suddenly smoke poofed up. After a few moments the smoke cleared up and there in the middle was a small orange fox kit with a black stripe going from the back of its neck to the white tip part of its tail. Naruto, though happy he managed to summon a fox, was hoping he was going to get a cool big fox like Kurama. Both Naruto and the fox looked at each other curiously with their heads tipped to the side. So what now? Asked Naruto, not knowing what to do now. Talk to him or something, said Kurama. At this the fox kit turned around to see the giant 9-tailed fox. The kid ran up to Kurama then started rubbing against him. Ha ha ha, looks like he's pretty fond of you, Kurama, Naruto teased. Kurama groaned in annoyance at this fox kit's affection and at Naruto's teasing. Alright kid, that's enough, said the Biju king. What's wrong? Can't take a little praise from your new fanboy? Naruto teased some more. Shut up. Kurama yelled, annoyed. The fox kid stopped rubbing himself against Kurama and looked at him. The kid jumped on Kurama's paw then started licking the fox demon's face. Now isn't that adorable? Naruto teased once again. Shut up. Kurama yelled in embarrassment. Kurama grabbed the fox kid from his paw and placed him outside his cage. The fox kid looked at Kurama with admiration and compassion in its eyes. He imprinted on you, so what are you gonna name him? Asked Naruto. I'll let you deal with that, said Kurama, closing his eyes so he wouldn't see the fox kid's adorable eyes. Naruto bent down and examined the kid while the kid examined him. Let's see, I got it. How about Mamoru? At this Kurama opened one of his eyes. He's going to name the kid after the sage. You like that name, don't ya, right? Naruto's answer was being licked on the face by the newly named kid. Haha, quit it, that tickles. Haha. Naruto then thought of something. Hey, since we're partners now, that means you can live with me and we can train together to become the most powerful duo ever. The fox kid, or now better known as Mamoru, licked Naruto's face again, probably meaning yes, which made Naruto very happy. Kurama seeing this gave him the tiniest smile to his face. He felt these two had potential of becoming an incredible team, plus at least Kurama wouldn't have to worry about Naruto as much since he'll have somebody there with him. If you two are serious about this, then we'll start training tomorrow on your teamwork, said Kurama, closing his eye. Huh? What was that? Asked Naruto, but there was a sudden bright light and when it faded, Naruto found himself back in his room sitting up on his bed, except he now had Mamoru with him on his lap. That fox, could he be any more weird? I heard that, said Kurama inside of Naruto's head, which made Naruto chuckle. Well, we should get to bed, Mamoru. Tomorrow is going to be a big day. Mamoru yipped in agreement and couldn't wait until tomorrow to start training with his new friend. 5 days later, Naruto and Mamoru had been training hard with Kurama, and they both got down the basics of teamwork. The two fought like Inuzukas, except they were more akin to foxes. Maiko loved living with Naruto at his estate. He proved to be a real gentleman, giving her help whenever she needed it or whether he insisted to. The two acted like brother and sister, teasing each other, laughing and spending time together, and being there for each other. The two were inseparable. Now we see our hero sitting in a chair petting Mamoru, who was on his lap while he was in front of the Hokage. Naruto, why would you choose this as something appropriate for a shinobi to put on their ID card? Asked the Hokage, looking at the picture of Naruto with white face paint and red markings on his face and hands while doing a ridiculous pose. I just felt that the picture needed something awesome, so I came up with this, you know. Answered Naruto, rubbing the back of his head while having a huge grin on his face. Take it again. What? Exclaimed Naruto. You can barely tell who this is. You're going to have to take it again, said the Hokage, but Naruto wasn't going to give up that easily. Naruto placed Mamoru on the ground, then made a ram hand sign and screamed henge, which caused a plume of smoke to surround Naruto. Once the smoke faded, there standing in Naruto's place was an attractive blonde-haired girl wearing her hair into 2 long pigtails and was completely naked. Well, except for the smoke covering her private parts. Please don't let me change the picture, Lord Hokage, the girl purred sexily. Unable to hold it in anymore, the Hokage was blown back from his seat with a grand nosebleed. The girl poofed away and standing there was Naruto again. I guess that was a little much, right, Mamoru? Asked Naruto, earning a yip in agreement from his little fox companion. Suddenly someone barged through the door. It was a kid probably 8 to 9 with a yellow shirt with Konoha's symbol on it, dark blue, a long light blue scarf, and a helmet with some of his brunette hair tied up, poking out of one of the helmet's holes. Today is the day I'm going to defeat you, old man. Yelled the kid with a kunai in his hand, but his daring moment was ruined when the kid tripped on his scarf. The Hokage rubbed his forehead tiredly and sighed. Konohamaru, can't this wait another time? The boy known as Konohamaru got up and dusted himself off, then looked at Naruto, who was giving the kid a strange look. You. He pointed at Naruto. You tripped me. What? You're the one who tripped himself with that long scarf of yours. Naruto yelled back, clearly pissed at the kid's accusation. Don't you realize who you're yelling at? I'm the 3rd Hokage's grandson, Konohamaru announced in a smug tone. I don't care who you're related to, believe it. Naruto exclaimed, punching the kid upside the head. He's different, thought Konohamaru. Honorable grandson. Yelled a voice from the halls. A man wearing sunglasses, a bandana and jonin clothing, but without the vest, came rushing into the room. Ah, there you are, honorable grandson, said the man. Having some trouble, Ibisu, the Hokage asked rhetorically. Not at all, Hokage-sama, the honorable grandson just slipped past me for a second, said Ibisu, hoping not to look like a fool. Ibisu then spotted Naruto and gave him a cold glare, the Kyuubi brat. Naruto could sense his glare and decided to hit the old dusty trail. Come on, Mamoru, thanks for the extra headband, old man. Mamoru jumped into Naruto's arms and they both shunshined away. After leaving with that technique, a spark lit up inside Konohamaru. He now knew what to do. Now, honorable grandson, we must leave now to help you with your training, said Ibisu, but he saw Konohamaru nowhere in sight. Oh no, not again. Ibisu yelled, running out the door, while the Hokage chuckled, knowing what his grandson was up to. Konoha streets. There, it fits you perfectly, said Naruto, tying the extra headband he got around Mamoru's neck, making him an honorary fox nin. Mamoru loved it so much that he tackled Naruto to the ground and started licking him, which made Naruto have a little fit of laughter. After Naruto and Mamoru's bonding session was over, Naruto sensed a presence. You can come out now, your disguise sucks. Then that proves it. Said a voice that came from what looked like a camouflage blanket being held up by someone who was up against a fence trying to blend in. The blanket fell, revealing Konohamaru pointing at Naruto. You're going to be my new teacher, he exclaimed. Naruto and Mamoru looked at Konohamaru with blank expressions. Why? Naruto asked in a bored tone. Why? Because you beat my grandpa with that jutsu and I want you to teach me it. Konohamaru yelled with enthusiasm. Naruto looked at the kid like he was crazy. Someone actually wants him to teach his Warrick no jutsu and wants him to be their new sensei. Well, damn. After thinking it over, Naruto decided to teach the kid his famous jutsu. Besides, every peace seeker needs a disciple, right? Alright, but you're going to listen to everything I say, or it's back to being taught by the closet pervert, Naruto told Konohamaru in a leader-like manner, knowing the kid doesn't want to go back to that stuck-up perverted asshole. Understood. Lead the way, boss. Exclaimed Konohamaru with much determination. Naruto led the way to the one place that a kid like Konohamaru can find the perfect model to observe in order to properly perform the Warrick no jutsu. The mixed bathing house. Once arriving at their destination, all 3 of our young companions had different expressions. Konohamaru had a look of confusion as to why they were here. Mamoru had a curious look on his face. Naruto on the other hand had a smile on his face. He used to spy on the girls here all the time and still does occasionally, but his favorite memory was when his favorite sadist showed him her goods here. Flashback. A still academy student Naruto was up on the top of a wall in the mixed bathing house, or better known as the onsen, hoping to sneak a peek at some lovely ladies showing off their assets. Suddenly Naruto heard a sound. It wasn't doors opening or a sigh of relaxation, and it definitely wasn't giggling. It sounded like fake crying. Boo-hoo, oh boo-hoo, my Naruto-kun is going off to check out other women because he doesn't find me attractive anymore. Woe is me, the voice fake cried. Naruto knew that voice all too well. That was Anko. Anko-chan. Yelled Naruto frightened. Oh Naruto-kun, why do you hate me so? Anko fake cried more. Naruto jumped down next to Anko bathing in the hot spring, not caring about any danger. Anko-chan, it's not like that, you're the most hottest, gorgeous and most sexiest woman I have ever seen, and no woman in this damn world can compare to you. Naruto cried on his knees, not realizing she was faking. Well, either that or he was just playing around. Oh, who am I kidding, he's an idiot. You're just saying that to make me feel better, she pretended to woe while rubbing away an imaginary tear. No, I'm serious Anko-chan, I would never lie to you about your beauty. I promise on my dream of becoming Hokage that you are the most sexiest woman to ever have exist. Yelled Naruto to the heavens. Thank you Naruto-kun, Anko said with glee. She already knew this, but it always made her happy that Naruto would say it. 1 for me, 0 for the pink-haired slut, Anko thought happily. She then grabbed Naruto by the collar and pulled him towards her. So why are you here, Foxy-chan? Anko asked rhetorically, then started biting on Naruto's ear, which made the blonde boy drool happily from the painful pleasure. Masochist, I was waiting here because, well, Naruto was embarrassed to say this to Anko. Why yes, Anko purred into Naruto's ear. I never saw a WW woman's naked BB body, Naruto admitted nervously. Is that all, Gaki? You sure are one pathetic idiot, Anko chimed. I know, Naruto muttered gloomy. I mean, come on, why try to sneak a peek at some random bimbos when you got me? I know. Wait. What? Yelled Naruto in surprise. Time suddenly slowed down for Naruto as Anko slowly lifted from the hot springs. Her were so round, double DS no doubt, with water dripping down her soft melons and her erect. Her figure was so curved, her legs so slender, and her lower asset was large and so inviting. Anko's body was so damn irresistible that even a dead man would bleed from his nose. Naruto couldn't take it anymore, he tried, but Naruto had gotten the biggest nosebleed he ever had. Anko was chuckling at the sight of her Naruto-kun on the floor with a bloody nose and hearts in his eyes. Anko grabbed Naruto's collar again and brought her face to his. See you around, Foxy-chan, she said seductively, then gave Naruto a deep and rough kiss. Naruto was tossed over the wall and crashed on the floor. Wow, I got to see Anko-chan's naked body and got my first kiss from her. What a woman. Flashback OVER. Naruto was giggling like the pervert he is with a huge grin on his face and blood come from his nose. He then noticed Konohamaru was giving him an annoyed look. What? Asked Naruto. You remind me of some old pervert that visits my grandpa occasionally, said Konohamaru. Somewhere in the land of hot springs, a man with long spiked hair was up in a tree, doing his research, suddenly sneezed, which alerted a now angry group of women in a hot spring bath. Ah crap, pervert. Back in Konoha. Okay Mamoru, you know what to do. The fox kid yipped in response and went to do his job. What are we doing exactly? Asked Konohamaru. You'll see, said Naruto. Suddenly a middle-aged woman was running out screaming because there was a fox kid on her head, not showing any signs of releasing her scalp. After seeing that the woman and Mamoru were long gone, Naruto dragged Konohamaru into the mixed bathing house, but he led them both into the women's side. When entering the ladies' side of the hot spring, Naruto coughed loud enough for all the women to hear. All the women turned around to see the two young men there, which made them all scream. Yeah, I know, you think we're perverts. Listen ladies, I just need you to model for us to help my student here in his training. Hell no you perv. Yelled one of the women. Alright, how about this, you model and I'll give you all a massage, Anko-chan says. I give one hell of a rub, Naruto said with a grin, remembering his little message session with Anko a couple of months ago. This is the boy Anko was talking about. All the girls thought, and after a little thinking they decide to go along with it. Later, after leaving the hot springs, Naruto and Konohamaru left to a random training ground where they met Mamoru. Mamoru was confused as to why Konohamaru was blushing bright neon light red and Naruto grinning happily. That was sure something, boss. It sure was Kono, it sure was, Naruto said with a big smile on his face. Hey boss, who's Anko? Asked a still red curious Konohamaru. Oh, she's a very precious person to me, answered Naruto with a big perverted grin. Very precious. And I thought Abisu-sensei was a pervert, thought Konohamaru, not red anymore. Alright, since I'm sure you gained enough knowledge from our volunteers, and just like that Konohamaru was red again, you are now ready to perform the Warak no Jutsu. Finally. Just you watch, I'm gonna get this jutsu in one try, exclaimed an excited Konohamaru. Alright then, show me, said Naruto. 1 hour later. Alright again, said a tired Naruto. Poof. How's this? Asked Konohamaru, failing again, looking like a fat mannish woman. No. Naruto groaned. Could things get any worse? There you are, honorable grandson. And there it is. Landing at the field in front of the trio was Ibisu, who looked at Naruto with a cold glare. Naruto wouldn't give two shits if someone glared at him anymore, but when Ibisu's glare was then directed towards Mamoru, who was now a bit frightened, now that was different. Naruto glared at Ibisu and added some killer intent which surprised Ibisu and Konohamaru. This boy, Ibisu thought in shock, but he quickly got over that and turned his attention back to Konohamaru. Come now, honorable grandson, if you ever want to become Hokage, you're going to have to learn a lot of jutsu that only I can provide. Bull, thought our young white-haired hero. No way, I already got an awesome sensei, and he's already taught me an awesome jutsu. Yelled Konohamaru. Please, honorable grandson, there's nothing he can teach you. Konohamaru, having enough of Ibisu's mouth, decided to prove him wrong. Konohamaru put his hands in a ram sign and yelled henge. Then he was engulfed in smoke, and in his place was a hot and sexy naked brunette beauty. See, I did learn something, Ibisu-sensei, she said sexily. Ibisu had his jaw dropped with some blood dripping from his nose. Naruto had a proud grin on his face, finally he had a successor. While Mamoru was just looking on in confusion with one thought in his head: humans are strange. You unbelievable. I can't believe he taught you such an immature technique. Konohamaru transformed back. What happened? Why didn't it work? Ibisu grabbed Konohamaru by his scarf, trying to drag him away, but Konohamaru was trying to fight him. Come now, honorable grandson, if you ever wish to become Hokage, you must come with me and do what I say. That was the last straw for Naruto. Hey! Our young hero screamed, causing Ibisu and Konohamaru to stop their fussing and turn their attention towards him. Stop feeding the kid lies. There's more to becoming Hokage than learning jutsu, and stop calling him honorable grandson. His name is Konohamaru. Konohamaru Sarutobi, Naruto said in a strict manner. Boss, Konohamaru said with admiration for Naruto. These words meant so much to Konohamaru, and from that moment on, Konohamaru respected Naruto above everyone in the Hidden Leaf. Now I'm going to give you this one chance, either you let him go and leave, or you'll have to deal with me, Naruto said with a little killer intent to back it up. Ibisu started to chuckle and let go of Konohamaru. You against me, I am Takebetsu Jonin, well you are still in your training pants. Ibisu then started to laugh, but his laughter ceased when Naruto created a battalion of cage bushins without any hand signs. Mamoru, don't interfere, Naruto told the fox nin who was about to help fight with him. Ibisu, still confident, walked towards the clones and stood there in front of them, waiting for Naruto and his copies to make the first move. Bring it, said an overly confident Ibisu. All the Narutos then put their hands in a ram sign and screamed henge, and all of them transformed into identical sexy naked women. Ibisu was flabbergasted, while Konohamaru looked on in awe, and the Hokage, looking through his crystal ball, groaned tiresome. Well, at least he isn't using his Rinnegan, the old man thought. All the clones cooed up to Ibisu, jumping on him to show off their assets, and after a quick show, Ibisu had a nosebleed that sent him hurling back and crashing into the floor unconscious. The clones then disappeared and Naruto transformed back into his normal self. That was awesome. What was that? Exclaimed Konohamaru with so much admiration. That was my harem no jutsu. Awesome, you gotta teach me that, said an eager Konohamaru. Sorry I can't, but before you accuse me of being a horrible sensei, I want you to know that the Kage Bushin no Jutsu is a forbidden jutsu, Naruto informed Konohamaru. Why is it forbidden? Konohamaru asked with much curiosity. It splits your chakra in half, and since you're still a newbie at the whole jutsu thing, I don't think you'll be able to stand anymore if you even create one, but don't worry, I'll help you grow your chakra so you can make a whole army of Kage Bushins. Really? Asked Konohamaru with stars in his eyes. Of course, I have to have a worthy successor and disciple. What kind of sensei would I be if I didn't nurture my student to be an excellent ninja, Naruto said proudly with his famous grin. Konohamaru then hugged Naruto with tears of joy in his eyes. You're the greatest, Naruto. Nai-san. Nai-san, huh? I like that, Naruto said with happiness. He now had another precious person he would die to protect. Suddenly they both were tackled by Mamoru and getting licks from said fox kid, which made them both laugh at how happy they were and being tickled by the fox nin's kisses. After taking Konohamaru back to his home, Naruto and Mamoru left to theirs feeling hungry and couldn't wait to have a delicious meal made by Maiko. Naruto did want to go to Ichiraku Ramen to have some ramen and talk to old man Ichiraku and his daughter Am, two of the few people who treated him with respect, but Maiko was nagging him about it being unhealthy, and Naruto knows to never get on a woman's bad side. While walking back home, Naruto was in deep thought. Maiko, Anko, Mamoru, the old man, the Ichirakus, and now Konohamaru, they are my most precious people. No matter what, even if it cost my life, I shall always protect that which is precious to me. Naruto and Mamoru woke up to the sound of his new alarm clock. Naruto lifted his hand and uttered the words Bancho 10, and the alarm clock suddenly flew from the other side of the room into Naruto's hand, and then he crushed it. Naruto sat up, stretched and yawned. Well, toadies the day, Naruto said, and got up from bed. He turned around to see Mamoru still sleeping under the covers. Come on sleeping foxy, get up or I'll make you. Mamoru started opening his eyes and looked up at Naruto. I'm gonna go take a shower, I'll meet you downstairs. Mamoru nodded tiredly in response. Once Naruto left to get cleaned up, Mamoru stretched and yawned and headed straight for the kitchen where he found Maiko cooking breakfast. Good morning Mamoru. Maiko greeted the fox kid who rubbed against the woman with much affection, making her giggle. Maiko finished breakfast and placed Mamoru's dish bowl which had cooked meat in it, which made Mamoru yip with delight before chowing down. Naruto came downstairs with a black sleeveless shirt with the Uzumaki clan's red swirling whirlpool insignia on his chest, dark green pants, black sandals, his necklace with its single magatama, and his pair of shades to hide his Rinnegan. Morning Naruto-kun greeted Maiko, placing their breakfast on the table. Morning Maiko ni-chan. Naruto greeted and sat down to eat his breakfast. They both started their breakfast, and Naruto decided now would be a good time to ask Maiko for a heads up since she is a retired kunoichi. Hey Maiko ni-chan, how about you give your Itoto a little heads up, you know? Naruto asked with his trademark grin on his face. No, Maiko answered with a smile. Huh? I said no Naruto-kun. Oh come on ni-chan, Naruto whined. Sorry Naruto, there's no easy way in life, especially for a shinobi. Naruto groaned in response, which made Maiko's smile grow bigger. She just loved how much she messed with her Itoto. After breakfast Naruto and Mamoru started to racing toward the academy. The two just love to race each other, they are both stamina freaks. I'm gonna win Mamoru. Naruto yelled with confidence looking back, but his fox nin companion wasn't there. Naruto stopped with worry. Mamoru. Naruto was scared that a villager did something to his best friend. Naruto wasn't the only reminder of Kurama's forced rampage after all. Mamoru. Naruto then heard a yip. He looked up to see his best friend on his head looking down on him with a foxy smile. You tricky little kitsune, Naruto said with his trademark foxy grin, and just like that the two raced again. The two were about to arrive at the academy, and Naruto was winning by a hair. I win Mamoru, but Naruto smoked too soon as Mamoru jumped on his head again and leaped to first place and winning. Aw man, you got lucky. Mamoru was yipping at Naruto. My ass luck had nothing to do with it, Naruto retorted, but Mamoru just kept walking with his head held up high, a big foxy smile, and being filled with pride. As they walked into the academy Naruto had a melancholy look on his face. I just wish Iruka could see me. Now Mamoru saw this and started rubbing up against his leg to show comfort. Naruto smiled down on Mamoru. Thanks Mamoru. I needed that. He took Mamoru in his arms and got a few licks from the fox nin that made Naruto laugh at his ticklish tongue, and the two head toward class together. In class it was the usual, students minding their own business, Sasuke brooding, Hinata being shy, Shikamaru sleeping with his best friend Choji eating chips next to him, Kiba boasting about how cool he is with his pal Akamaru relaxing on his best friend's head, and Shino being quiet and mysterious. The door opened and in came to everyone's surprise Naruto holding an adorable fox, and they both had leaf headbands. Ignoring the stares, Naruto with Mamoru in his arms walked to an available seat next to Sasuke. Naruto sat there while petting Mamoru until a familiar voice spoke to him. How did you get here, dope? It was Sasuke. Through the door, how else? Answered Naruto in monotone. That's not what I meant. I got awarded for stopping Mizuki and the fox. He's my friend and is Konoha's first fox nin. Sasuke responded with his famous HN ending the conversation. Suddenly the door burst open revealing Sakura and Ino, the infamous rivals in love, trying to squeeze through the door to get to class. This display made Naruto and Sasuke groan in annoyance. Won't those two ever stop? Ah, I win forehead! Exclaimed Ino with major superiority. No way Ino pig! Yelled Sakura with a tick mark glaring at Ino. Sakura quickly moved to Sasuke's place only to see Naruto there. Naruto, I thought you failed. Naruto-kun's here, Ino exclaimed rushing to where Sakura was. Naruto-kun? Asked a lot of the students in shock. I did, but stopping Mizuki got me a promotion to be a genin, Naruto answered with a smile. Awesome, I hope we're on the same team then. Same goes to you, Sasuke-kun shouted in excitement, making Naruto blush and Sasuke groan in annoyance again. Naruto, do you think I can sit next to you? Asked Sakura. Once again she felt the urge to get close to Naruto, but she didn't know why though. What? No way forehead, I'm sitting next to Naruto-kun. Yelled Ino. No way am I letting her near him. Back off Ino pig. Suddenly all the fangirls joined in the argument, wanted to sit next to Naruto. Naruto just ignored them and went back to petting Mamoru. Sasuke looked on with a confused look. This has to be a dream, he thought, then wondered, wait, maybe this is a dream. So if it is, then I wish for a whole room filled with Hinatas. That's right, Sasuke has a crush on Hinata, don't like it. Too bad, my story, my rules. Seeing his usual dream not happening, he deduced that this was reality. Damn, Sasuke thought with annoyance. Naruto likes me more, Ino pig. Actually I like both you and Ino-chan, he corrected. Both looked at him with a blush, surprised he admitted it. I have a chance, thought Ino with glee. So Naruto-kun, Ino said and sat on his desk seductively. You rather want me sit with you, isn't that? She purred while scratching his chin seductively, which made the whole class jaws drop and made Naruto get a perverted nosebleed. Mamoru snickered at his best friend's sexualized torture. "Shut up, Mamoru, Hawaii," shouted all the girls, finally noticing Mamoru. Sakura grabbed him and started scratching his ears, making him purr. "Aw, Naruto, who is this little cutie?" she asked, getting real attached to Mamoru. "Oh, that's Mamoru, he's my best friend and partner," he answered. "Why does he have a leaf headband around his neck?" asked Ino, petting Mamoru. "He and I trained together and the Hokage was impressed with our teamwork that he made him Konoha's first fox nin," Naruto proclaimed proudly. Everyone was surprised. Naruto's new partner was Konoha's first fox nin, and a bit ironic considering 12 years ago the nine-tailed fox almost destroyed Konoha, and now a fox kid is now protector of Konoha. Once again ironic, but two individuals didn't really like this piece of news. Those two were Kiba and Akamaru, who now got some competition. Foxes and hounds, will the rivalry ever end? Nope. "So Naruto, can I please sit next to you?" Sakura asked with a cute innocent look. Please she cooed, making Naruto blush. "Come on Naruto kun, don't you want to rather sit next to me?" Ino cooed seductively. Oh, poor Naruto, he was trying his damn hardest not to let his perverted thought prevail and then earning a huge nosebleed. Lucky for him the door slammed open. "Right maggot, sit down and shut up and this whole damn thing can be over and done with," screamed the new voice. Naruto's eyes widened at who this new individual was. Anko. Looks like it isn't Naruto's lucky day. "My name is Anko Mitarashi and your Hokage sent me to tell you which teams you're assigned to, so if you all just don't do a damn thing we can get this over and done with." But nobody did anything, they just stared at her, except for Naruto trying his best not to look at her, which irritated Anko. "I said get back in your seats, now." And like that everyone sat in a seat. "Good, now let's see here." As Anko started reading the team's list, Sakura, who managed to be the one to sit next to Naruto, muttered, "Who is this woman?" Anko Mitarashi, top T&I nin, known for her torture skills, major sadist, former apprentice of Orochimaru of the Sannin, and the sexiest woman alive, Naruto informed with a pervert smile at that last part, then realized his mistake. "Oh shit, did I say that last part out loud?" "Yes," answered Kurama. "Shut up Kurama, you know her?" Sakura asked curiously. "Wait, did he call her the sexiest woman alive?" "Yeah, for a couple of years now. Have you done anything with her?" She emphasized anything threatening while looking at him with an accusing look that frightened Naruto. No," he answered, sweating nervously, which made Sakura glare at him. "Okay, maybe I did some adult things with her in the past," he admitted Naruto, knowing there was no way out of this. Sakura was now pissed as hell, but at whom? He had done things only an adult should do with that bitch. "Oh, when I get my hands on that slut." "Wait a minute, why do I want to kill her and not Naruto?" Sakura was confused. "It's because you're jealous." That voice was from the all too infamous, well to Sakura anyway, inner Sakura jealous me for Naruto. "Don't make me laugh, do you think he's thinking about me? Hhh. What's wrong with me?" Anko heard Naruto and Sakura's little conversation with a smirk, so Pinky is starting to like Foxy-chan, eh? Well, to bad bitch, no matter what you do he'll always be thinking of me. Next team 7, which is Naruto Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno, and Sasuke Uchiha. "Oopie," thought Naruto sarcastically. Perfect, now Naruto is on a team with a breeding emo bastard and the pink screaming banshee. Don't get Naruto wrong, he does like Sakura and she has become more docile towards him, but you can't forget the past, you know. Teammate is Kiba and Yuzuka, Shino Aburam, and Hinata Hyuga. For Hinata, she's gotta deal with dog breath, thought Naruto. If that dog bastard even thinks he's got a chance with her, he's dead wrong, thought an arrogant Uchiha. I feel so bad for Hinata or any girl who has to deal with ass Kiba, thought Sakura with pity. Team 10 is Shikamaru Nara, Choji Akamichi, and Ino Yamanaka. No. I'm not on a team with Naruto-kun or Sasuke-kun. Annoying fangirl, thought Sasuke. Piggy slut, thought Sakura. Damn, I guess she really does like me, thought Naruto. Great, more competition, thought Anko. Oh well, nothing to worry about, at least the blonde and Pinky don't got the goods that make Foxy-chan go wild like I do. She had her animalistic smirk at the thought. Naruto, noticing this, got nervous, but he was also turned on at the perverted thought he gained just by wondering what that smirk meant. He then heard a familiar deep laughter. "What are you laughing at, Fox?" he asked, getting annoyed at Kurama's laughter. "Look south," Kurama said, snickering. Naruto did so, then found the reason for Kurama's laughter. Naruto had a rising soldier. "Oh shit, damn you Anko and your irresistible sexiness." Naruto heard Mamoru snicker next to him, which drew Sakura's attention, making her confused. With quick thinking, Naruto crossed his legs to hide his little friend and looked straight ahead, ignoring his problem and Sakura's stare. "That blood coming from your nose better be a medical condition," Sakura said with a ticked glare. At least she didn't notice my little problem. "Little? Shut up. Anyway, you lot have a 1-hour break, make it count and don't bug me," Anko said, and shunshined to who knows where. Everyone got up to leave while Naruto shunshined away, as did Mamoru, surprising the other students. Naruto was up on the Hokage monument trying to calm down his perverted thoughts. Okay, I think it's gone, said Naruto, happy he managed to calm himself down, then turned to a laughing Mamoru. Oh yeah, keep laughing, prick. I'm gonna go get some ramen, announced Naruto, stomping all the way to Ichiraku's ramen. Naruto made it to his favorite restaurant with his mouth watering from his mouth due to inhaling the sweet aroma of his favorite food. Stepping into the ramen stand, Naruto exclaimed in excitement, 5 bowls of miso pork ramen please. Naruto, is that you? Asked old man Ichiraku. Of course, who else with whisker marks would order 5 bowls of miso pork ramen? Both old man Ichiraku and his daughter Am were surprised of Naruto's new look. Am had a blush on her cheeks from seeing how good looking Naruto looked. We'll get your order right away, right Am? Huh? Oh yes father, Am answered. I'll go get started. Old man Ichiraku then left for the kitchen to cook Naruto's order. So where have you been, Naruto-kun? Am asked curiously, still blushing just by looking at his face. Well, I've been dying to come here, but Maiko Ni-chan keeps stopping me and wants me to eat healthier food. Maiko? As in Maiko Suzumiya? Asked Am. Yeah, you know her. She came here a few times with your old sensei Iruka. Oh yeah, that makes sense, she was Iruka's fiancé. Is that so? In came old man Ichiraku with Naruto's ramen. Iruka was very lucky then to get a beauty like her. Father, don't be a pervert like Naruto-kun, yelled Am, trying to distract herself from Naruto's handsome face. Ouch Am-chan, that really hurts, Naruto said with mock hurt. Well, I believe I got just the medicine, said old man Ichiraku, placing the bowl of ramen in front of Naruto. Naruto grinned and said I did Akamasu and was about to eat until he noticed a certain someone started on it. Mamoru, you sneaky little bastard, stop eating my ramen. But the fox ignored his best friend and continued eating his free meal. Later, Naruto and Mamoru walked back to the academy after having a couple bowls of ramen when they both stopped to see Sakura sitting on a bench looking depressed. Mamoru ran up to her and started rubbing her leg to comfort her, which startled her, but when she realized who it was she scooped him up and started petting him with a small smile. Sakura-chan, are you alright, said Naruto. Sakura looked up to see Naruto. Huh? Oh yeah, I'm fine, Naruto. No you're not, I know when you're lying. Sakura was surprised. Let me guess, it's Sasuke, isn't it? His answer was Sakura looking down depressed again. That's what I thought. Sakura-chan, not to be an obstacle in your quest for Uchiha love, but why do you like him so much? Sakura was surprised that Naruto would ask this. Why would he ask me that? Duh, because he wants to help you, you dumb bitch, said inner Sakura. You? I'm ignoring you. Hello, Earth, to Sakura-chan. Huh? Oh sorry Naruto, well I like Sasuke so much because he's so strong, handsome, cool, and mysterious, Sakura answered in a very fangirl-like way dreamily. That's not the answer to my question, Naruto said seriously, which surprised Sakura. Naruto sat down next to Sakura on the bench. Sakura-chan, there are a lot of shinobi like that, thank goodness most of them are not cold, like Sasuke. Sakura couldn't disagree with that last part. Sakura, you're a good person, and I don't like seeing you get hurt. You shouldn't let your world revolve around gaining a boy's love who doesn't deserve you, and shut himself off from that emotion, that he won't give any of the girls that like him a chance, either that or he's gay. Sakura was surprised. After everything I've done to him, I've rejected him, insult him and hit him, why would he still try and help me? Naruto, why are you trying to help me? Because I care for you, Sakura, you're precious to me, Naruto said with a warm smile which made Sakura blush. I'm precious to Naruto, why do I feel so warm? Well, we better get back, shall we? Naruto stood up and stuck his hand out for Sakura to take. Mamoru jumped out of Sakura's arms so she could grab Naruto's hand. Sakura took Naruto's hand. She felt warm again with a blush clear on both of Naruto and Sakura's cheeks. Sakura-chan, yes. Sakura responded, still feeling warm. I've been meaning to tell you something for a long time now, do you think I could tell you? Naruto's response was a nod from a still blushing Sakura. Well, I've been wanting to tell you. Sakura leaned in, paying the utmost attention. It's just I've always found your forehead so wide and charming that it just makes me want to kiss it, you know. Sakura couldn't believe what she just heard. Those words were the same words she always dreamed Sasuke would tell her, but it came from Naruto. All of a sudden Sakura felt her heart beat faster and she felt so warm inside of her. She couldn't help herself, she used her free hand to grab Naruto's sunglasses and slowly took them off to reveal his sky blue rippled patterned eyes. Sakura was so mesmerized by Naruto's new unique eyes that it made her even warmer. Why does he make me feel this way? Naruto. Yes, Sakura-chan? Asked Naruto, blushing and entranced by Sakura's jade green eyes. Your eyes are mesmerizing. She couldn't believe she actually said that, but she couldn't look away from Naruto's eyes. Same for Naruto, he's no way like Sasuke, he's warm and sweet. There the two stood holding the other's hand with tints of blushing on both their cheeks and unable to look away from the other's eyes. Mamoru looked at the sight with a chuckle, glad that his best friend finally won the heart of his dream girl. What are you two doing? Said a voice, ruining the moment. They both turned to the voice to see in all his cold and prideful glory, Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto and Sakura let go of each other's hand in embarrassment. So the dope actually did it, he finally won Sakura's heart. One down, a few dozen to go. Damn. Sasuke then noticed something of interest. What's with the eyes, dope? Sasuke asked his new white-haired teammate. Naruto realized that his eyes were revealed. He took back his shades that Sakura had in her hands, which she gave back, and put them back on, saying Kekkei Genkai. Both Sasuke and Sakura were surprised. The Kekkei Genkai, wow, Naruto's so strong, Sakura thought, lost in wonder just looking at Naruto. The Kekkei Genkai, the dobe has a Dijutsu, and I haven't even awakened my Sharingan yet. Sasuke was seething with jealousy and anger, but composed himself as to not show his inner emotions. Well, we better get back, come on you guys. Naruto headed back to the academy with Mamoru walking by his side, and Sasuke and Sakura followed behind the two. The three walked back to class. During the walk, Sakura kept glancing at Naruto and kept blushing. I feel like I want to be closer to him, Naruto. The four made it back to class, and when they were heading for their seats, Naruto sneaked a peek at Anko, trying to get a good look at her fantastic melons. Anko caught him and gave him a seductive wink, which made him stop staring. Damn, she caught me. You win this round, sexy snake chick. Alright brats, just sit down and shut up and wait for your senseis, Anko said, getting comfortable in her chair, enjoying her sweet syrup-covered Anko dumplings. Many of the students left with their assigned sensei, and the only students left were those of Team 7, 8 and 10. Shikamaru was sleeping on his desk as usual, with his best friend Choji sitting next to him eating chips. Ino was looking at both Naruto and Sasuke with an indecisive look. Sasuke-kun is cool and mysterious, but Naruto-kun is warm and sweet. Sasuke-kun is strong, but so is Naruto-kun. Sasuke-kun is handsome, but so is Naruto-kun. Damn it, I can't decide who's better. Hinata kept glancing at Naruto with a blush until she noticed Sasuke glance at her, who turned his gaze forward after being spotted. Did Sasuke-kun looked at me? Damn it, did she notice me looking at her? Someone else noticed the look as well. So that's why you ignore all your fangirls, hot team? Hiba and Akamaru kept glaring at Naruto and Mamoru. That loser and his mongrel of a rat think they're better than an Inuzuka like us. Then those two got another thing coming, thought the pissed off Inuzuka heir with his best friend, growling like he heard his thoughts and agreed. Shino was being Shino. Sakura just kept glancing at Naruto, still blushing, while she pet Mamoru, who was lying on her lap. Why does he make me feel this way? Suddenly the door opened and in came a man with a beard and a hairstyle like Konohamaru's without the helmet, which is gone now courtesy of Naruto. A little Shinra Tensei launching at Takami knows where. He wore the standard Jonin uniform, and the man was smoking a cigarette. Definitely a Sarutobi, thought Naruto, remembering what the Sarutobi clan is known for. I just hope Konohamaru doesn't pick up that habit, those things can kill. I'm surprised the old man still isn't 12 feet underground. Next to the man was a beautiful woman with dark green hair and intense red crimson eyes, wearing red lipstick. Her uniform was unique. It was a sleeveless white battle dress that looked like it was made with wrappings with a pattern imprinted on it that was hugging her body. Her left arm was wrappings around her palm, wrist, and forearm, while her right arm had a long red sleeve, which would mean she's wearing a red shirt underneath her battle dress. Hey Kurenai, Asuma, what's up, greeted a cheerful Anko. Anko? Oh my god, did you scar these kids for life? Asked Anko's best friend Kurenai. Don't worry, she was good, vouched Naruto. Naruto? Oh Kami, did Anko finally deflower you? Asked Asuma. The question made all the remaining Genin's jaws drop, except for Shino, who was silent, Sasuke, but his eye was twitching, Mamoru, who was rolling on the floor laughing, but sounded like he was yipping uncontrollably, and Naruto, who got a huge nose at the perverted sexy thought. Damn it, do all you older shinobi always got to speculate that? Exclaimed a glaring Naruto, wiping his nose. I would've though if the pink-haired slut didn't get in the way, thought Anko, taking a bite out of one of her dumplings. Asuma got punched upside the head from Kurenai for speaking his mind. Baka said Kurenai with a sigh. Teammate with me, she said, then left with her team. Team 10 with me, said Asuma, rubbing the lump on his head, then headed out with his team. Now all that was left was Team 7. Well kiddies, it's been fun, but I gotta go, said Anko, standing up. Damn it, where's our sensei? Asked an irritated Naruto. Don't know, but I'm pretty sure I know who it is. Anko-chan. Like I'd tell you, Foxy-chan, Anko teased with a grin. Oh come on, please Anko-chan. Nope, please Anko-chan, I'll do anything. Naruto, would you just shut up? Yelled Sakura. Damn it, there is no way I'm letting that bitch near my Naruto-kun. Sakura then noticed what she thought. Wait, did I just think my Naruto-kun? Damn little pink bitch, I could have gotten another one of Naruto-kun's famous massages, thought Anko, bitterly wishing to kill the little pink nuisance. Well, if that's all, then so long, good luck, and you're gonna need it. And before Naruto could ask any more questions, Anko shoo-shined away. Team 7 had now been waiting for 3 hours. 3F number $ing hours. It was at this moment that our hero had sensed a presence in the room with him. It's about time you got here, sensei, said Naruto, turning his head slightly towards the new presence. Sakura, Sasuke and Mamoru turned towards the new presence as well to see a man with gravity-defying silver hair leaning towards his left side, wearing the standard Jonin uniform, a mask covering the bottom half of his face, and his headband leaning left covering his left eye. In fact, the only part of his face that was visible was his right eye, and that eye was occupied reading the words in the book he was holding in his hands, a book our young hero was very interested in. No way, said Naruto, who was now in front of his sensei. Is that Icha paradise? Naruto asked, barely able to contain himself. You're familiar with this piece of literature? Asked man who looked at Naruto with a bit of interest. Are you kidding? It's my favorite book series. I got both books, especially 2 other copies with the writer's autograph. Shut up, said the man with interest that his new student loved his favorite series as much as he did. Totally. Naruto then dug around in his pouch to take out his autographed Icha Paradise book. See, I never leave home without it, Naruto said proudly. Well, it's good to finally meet someone who truly appreciates good literature, the man said with an eye smile. I think I'm gonna be sick, thought a disgusted Sakura, knowing full well about those books. Excuse me, but I thought this was about meeting the team, not talk about some perverted book. Some perverted book? Exclaimed Naruto, who took his Icha very seriously. I hate to say it, but she's right, said the man meet on the roof. He then shoo-shined away. Come on Mamoru, time to move, Naruto said, putting his autographed book away and then shoo-shining to the roof with his best friend. When they got on the roof they saw the man there leaning on the rail still reading his book. I'm impressed you got so advanced in just less than a week, Naruto praised the man. Do I know you? Or better yet, did you know my parents? Asked Naruto, definitely going with the later. So you do know, stated the man. Yeah, I do, Kakashi, right? That's right. Naruto started to chuckle a bit, which made Kakashi raise his visible eyebrow. Is something wrong? No, it's just that it's pretty funny that my dad's prized student is my new sensei, you know, Naruto responded with his huge trademark grin. Kakashi, seeing the coincidence, gave one of his famous eye smiles. Suddenly the door opened and in came Sakura and Sasuke. Alright, since you're all here, take a seat. The 3 new genin and Fox Nin did as they were told. Alright, now that we're all here, let's start introducing ourselves. Tell me your likes, dislike, hobbies and dreams for the future. Why don't you give us an example, sensei, suggested Sakura. Well, alright. My name is Kakashi Haddock. My likes, dislike and hobbies are none of your concern. I don't have a dream for the future. All we learned was his name, thought Sakura and Sasuke. You next, Pinky. Sakura decided to ignore the Pinky comment, even though it irked her. My name is Sakura Haruno and I'm inner. Sakura, shut up, and I like Sakura, looked to her left and blush, then looked away. Damn fangirl, thought Sasuke, but it wasn't him she was looking, it was Naruto. I dislike arrogant assholes and Ino pig Ino, that was obvious, but the first was unexpected. Did she mean me? Thought Sasuke. Well, looks like Naruto's got a fangirl. Looks like you got a fangirl, kid, said a chuckling Kurama. No, warily, thought Naruto with a bit of hope in his eyes, while Mamoru of course found this amusing. My dream for the future, well, I don't know, I guess just be a damn good Kunoichi. But said Kakashi, and I smile. Your turn, emo. Sasuke was, like Sakura, irked by the emo comment, and it didn't help that his teammates and the irritating Fox Nin were having fits of laughter and giggles that they were trying to control, but were failing at it. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. There are few things that I like and many things that I dislike, and I do not have a dream, but an ambition, and that is to reborn my clan and kill a certain someone. Naruto and Sakura were surprised to hear the murder part, while Kakashi, Mamoru, and Kurama weren't that surprised. Sakura was now cautious with Sasuke and a bit frightened by him. Is this who Sasuke really is? He's nothing like those rumors from the girls. That's because that was exactly what those were, just rumors, said inner Sakura. You're right, I guess Sasuke isn't really that great after all. While Sakura was having her inner turmoil, Naruto had a disapproving look on his face. Murder is never the way to go, Sasuke. Okay, you next, blondie. Huh? Oh right, Naruto pushed away the thought of Sasuke's assassination mission and focused on the now. My name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, my likes are ramen, training, the color orange, Icha, times of peace, Maiko Ni-chan, Anko-chan, Ino-chan, my best friends Mamoru and Kurama, and Sakura-chan. I'm his best friend. Thought a surprised Kurama, a human considered him his best friend. Well, Kami be damned. Anko, not a big shock there, thought Kakashi. Sakura kept looking at Naruto, blushing that he likes her, that is until she realized something. Wait, did he just say he also liked Ino Pig and that purple-haired slut? Revenge. Cried a pissed of inner Sakura with the flames of revenge burning in her eyes. My dislikes are arrogant bastards, dumbasses who can't accept their wrong, people who misjudge others when they don't even know anything about them. That part made Sakura bend her head down in shame, since she was one of those people and monsters who threaten peace, and when I mean monsters, I mean evil people like warlords, corrupt politicians and anything else that falls into the category. Naruto was being clear, because he knew the first thought in many beings' minds would be Kurama and his siblings, and my dream is to become Hokage and my ambition is to finish the job of the Sage of the Six Paths and bring peace to the ninja world or die trying. Naruto spoke the part of his line very seriously and with much determination and pride. Naruto's team was shocked at Naruto's final resolve. Sakura looked at Naruto with such admiration in her eyes. Naruto, he's so amazing, SHANAROO, she thought dreamily, while looking at Naruto dreamily. YEAH, he sure is, said inner Sakura equally dreamily. Peace. It's a fool's path, there's no way true peace can ever come to the ninja world, if there was they'd still be around. That's a pretty big goal, Naruto. I know, but as long as I have those that are precious to me by my side supporting me, then I'll be just fine, Naruto said with a confident smile, which made both Kakashi and Sakura smiled at this. Remember, we're precious to him too. At this Sakura blushed and had a happy smile on her face. That's good, Kakashi said, giving him a thumb up. Well, now that introductions are over, meet me at training ground 7 for your genin test. Wait, what? Exclaimed Naruto and Sakura. Team 7 was definitely shocked. But we already took the genin exams, said Sakura a bit nervous. Wait, let me guess, the exam was only meant to see if we were able to become genin, deduced Naruto. Correct, Naruto. Guess you aren't as dumb as everyone says you are, said Kakashi with an eye smile which made Naruto sweat drop. See at 6 am. And you might not want to eat breakfast in the tomorrow. And with that Kakashi shoe-shined. I don't trust him, said Naruto. But he's our sensei, said Sakura. That doesn't mean we have to trust him. Sakura and Sasuke had to admit that Naruto was right. So you're saying we ignore his orders? Asked Sasuke. If that's how you want to play, I know that's what I'm gonna do, Naruto said with a smirk. Let's go, Mamoru. And with that Naruto and Mamoru shoe-shined away, leaving Sakura and Sasuke alone. And cue date request in 3, 2, and 1. Well, see you tomorrow, Sasuke. And with that Sakura took her leave, leaving Sasuke with a baffled expression. Dear Kami, I'm free. I'm actually free, thought Sasuke with a big smile from Sakura anyway. Oh well, better than being stalked by her. The next morning, Sakura walked to training ground 7 and met up with Sasuke, who was waiting on the bridge that was over a river. Sasuke saw her and asked, did you eat breakfast? Yeah, I did. I trust Naruto-kun with all my heart, she answered with a smile. Naruto-kun? Questioned a surprised Sasuke. Sakura, realizing what she just said, blushed from embarrassment. I'll be under that tree, she said, walking to the tree, not noticing Sasuke smirking. 3.5 hours later, Sasuke was starting to get irritated while Sakura was sleeping under her tree. 3.5 hours, I should have listened to Naruto. Hey guys, Sasuke turned to see Naruto and Mamoru. Where have you been? I've just been lost on the road to life. Hey, that's my line. The two turned around to see their sensei. About time, now that you're both here, can we start this test? Asked an irritated, eager Sasuke. Of course, Naruto, go wake up Sakura. And with a mock salute Naruto did so. Hey Sakura-chan, wake up. Sakura fluttered her eyes open, which Naruto thought was the most cutest thing he's seen. She noticed Naruto crouching down in front of her and how close his face was to hers, which made her blush. Naruto, I said wake her up, not lean in to kiss her, joked Kakashi, making both his students glow cherry red in embarrassment. Well, now that we're all here and awake, it's time to get this test started. Kakashi then took out 2 bells. The test is simple, you 3. I mean 4, Kakashi corrected himself, remembering about Mamoru. Have to snatch these bells from me before noon, and whoever doesn't have a bell will be sent back to the academy. Kakashi was giving an unnoticeable smirking, thanks to his mask, at the shocked faces on Sasuke and Sakura's, but noticed Naruto and Mamoru were calm. I guess they figured it out then. But sensei, there were only 2 bells, said a nervous Sakura. Very perceptive Sakura. Now it's about time we start, but first Kakashi pulled out a timer, set it, and put it on one of the 3 training logs. You have till noon, come at me with the intent to kill everyone, narrowed their eyes, ready for the test, ready go. And just like that the genin split up into the forest. Well, I'm waiting. Kakashi went into his pouch to find his favorite piece of literature, but the only problem was it wasn't there, which made Kakashi freak out. Where is it? I had it in here, unless. Meanwhile, oh man, my grandpa is a genius. Exclaimed a gleeful Naruto, who was engrossed in the dirty piece of literature written by his own perverted grandfather. Shouldn't we come up with a plan? Naruto looked down to his left to see his fox nin companion looking at him with a serious face. Calm down, Mamoru, we got till noon, and besides, I already got a plan. Oh really? Of course, just you wait, reassured a cool-headed Naruto. Naruto? Screamed a voice to the heavens. Damn, looks like I can't read this masterpiece at the moment. Naruto put away the book in his pocket, then crossed his fingers together and screamed out his signature jutsu, Kage Bushin no Jutsu. 3 new Narutos appeared in an instant. You know what to do, said Naruto to his clones that left after nodding. Now all we need to do is find Sasuke and Sakura. And how are you going to do that when you got me to deal with, said Kakashi menacingly up in a tree, giving Naruto a cold glare. Easy like this. Naruto put up his index and middle finger and said boom. Suddenly, after Kakashi realizing that all the surrounding trees had explosive tags on them, the area ignited with an explosion. But Sasuke looked in the direction where he heard the explosion. What the hell was that? My little art project, was all Sasuke heard before a pair of arms grabbed him and shoe-shined them both away. But Sakura was walking aimlessly around the woods nervously. I hope Naruto-kun and Sasuke are alright. Knowing Naruto-kun, he'll be alright, assured inner Sakura to her outer self. Suddenly the two are one, considering they're both the same person, heard the explosion and turned, see a smoke cloud in the distance. What happened? Sakura. Said person turned around to see her blonde teammate. Naruto-kun. Naruto extended his hand towards her. Please, come with me. Sakura felt warmth to her cheeks and simply said okay and took Naruto's hand, and they both shoo-shined away. In an open area of the forest, Sasuke and Naruto appeared in the area where Sasuke kicked Naruto away, who puffed into smoke and was revealed to be a shadow clone. A solid clone. Suddenly Sakura and Naruto appeared in the area as well, both looking into the other's eyes. But it was interrupted by someone clearing their throat, making Sasuke and Sakura turn in the direction to see their blonde teammate. Naruto-kun, Sakura said, very confused. Then suddenly the Naruto holding her hand poofed away. Sorry about that you guys, but I really don't want to fail, and I know you don't want to either, so let's talk. But Kakashi. Kakashi was standing in the area where he was at the beginning of the test. Well, it seems the shadow clone failed. Nice move, Naruto, but you're still gonna pay for taking my book. Ryuden. Renkuden, screamed a voice in the sky. Kakashi dodged just in time and saw Naruto land in front of him, who tossed 10 shuriken at him and did some hand signs and yelled Kage Shuriken no Jutsu, which made the 10 shuriken double into 50. Kakashi used Kawarimi no Jutsu to avoid getting hit. Naruto smirked and said now we begin, and then poofed away. Kakashi was eyeing where the clone had just been. So now the test officially begins. Suddenly Kakashi sensed intense heat behind him. He turned around and widened his lone eye to see a huge fireball coming right at him, devouring trees in its way. After getting out of his stupid state, Kakashi jumped high in the air to dodge it. That fireball was strengthened by a wind release jutsu. Kakashi then noticed that beneath him on the surface of the ground were many explosive tags. Oh shit. The tags then ignited and reduced the area to burning grass and leaves, but Kakashi used Kawarimi again to avoid the explosion. Damn, you're good at that, Kaka-sensei. Kakashi looked around to see thousands of Narutos everywhere. You know, Naruto, when I said come at me with the intent to kill, I didn't think any of you would go this far. Well, Anko-chan has toughened me up thanks to our cat and mouse chases in the forest of death. Seriously, hasn't she deflowered you yet? Asked Kakashi with a sweat drop. Nope, now get ready for the most painful beatdown in your life. Naruto exclaimed with his clones cheering in agreement, and just like that they all charged at Kakashi with much determination. Kakashi was fighting and taking down all the clones, but he felt an odd sensation while fighting them. They just keep coming, and what's this feeling? Kakashi then realized what was really happening. He was under a Jinjutsu. Kakashi then put his hands in a ram seal and yelled Kai. Releasing him from the Jinjutsu only to see his students grinning in front of him, or in Sasuke's case smirking smugly, and also noticing Mamoru with the bells in his grinning teeth. How did you? After Naruto's clone bought us some time, I used my Katen Kakaku no Jutsu, and Naruto used a wind jutsu called Ryuden to top it to strengthen mine so it can lead you right into the explosive tags, said Sasuke. The explosion was a distraction so I could use a Jinjutsu on you without you noticing right away, continued Sakura. But of course, since you are Jonin, I made some shadow clones right away for you to sense their chakra signatures to make you think you really were fighting clones instead of realizing you really were in a Jinjutsu, and while you were still dazed, Mamoru used his speed to capture the bells from you, ended Naruto. Kakashi was shocked at the well-executed plan. Oh, and just in case we failed and didn't have time for another plan, I used a clone to throw away your timer into the lake and had it hinged into it, giving us till nightfall instead of noon, since your focus would be on the test and not the time of day. Okay, forget shocked. Kakashi was speechless. Oh, when did you do that? Asked a shocked Sasuke with an equally shocked Sakura next to him. While the first clone was fighting Kaka-sensei, it's called misdirection, Sasuke. I use that technique every time I'm being chased by Anbu. So let me guess, this plan was all thought up by Naruto-kun. Kakashi-sensei, finished Sakura. Well, since this was Naruto's plan, he decides who gets the other bell. That's easy, exclaimed Naruto with a grin. He grabbed the bells from Mamoru's mouth and tossed them both to Sakura and Sasuke. Naruto-kun. Dope. You two want to be full-fledged ninja more than anything, and even though I want to as well, I think you two deserve it more than I do, explained Naruto with a sad smile. You see that he's giving us the bells when we don't even deserve it at all. Do something, Shibaka. Yelled inner Sakura at her outer self. Naruto-kun, take mine. No one deserves to be a shinobi, but you, Sakura says, offering her bell. As much as I hate to say it, Sakura's right, take mine, agreed Sasuke, offering his bell. Naruto was speechless. He couldn't even find the words to describe how much this meant to him. Guys, I don't want to pass if it means one of you fails, said Naruto with teary eyes. Then in that case, started Sakura, grabbing Naruto's hand with hers that had the bell in it. If one of us fails, we all fail, finished Sasuke, grabbing Naruto's other hand with his bell hand. As a team, exclaimed both the Cherry Blossom Beauty and Lasticha. Naruto smiled and cried. Today he gained 2 new precious people, and he couldn't be any happier. Well, in that case, started Kakashi, you all pass. Nani? Exclaimed the young genin. This test was to see if all of you would work together as a team. The purpose of this test was to pit you against each other with 2 bells instead of 3, making you believe that you had to depend on your own skills instead of each other. But you all passed with flying colors, elaborated Kakashi. Tomorrow we'll meet back here and start our first mission as Team 7. Yada. screamed Naruto and Sakura jumping in the air with Mamoru, while Sasuke just smirked with victory. Now that that is out of the way, I'd like my book back, Naruto, said Kakashi extending his hand. What book? Said Naruto acting innocent. You know which book I'm talking about, said Kakashi with a glare. I have no idea what you're talking about, Kaka-sensei. He's talking about the perverted one, dope. Stop acting like an idiot, said Sasuke, not wanting to go through this crap. Speaking about perverted, Naruto-kun, what is this whole cat and mouse thing you have with that purple-haired woman from class today? Asked Sakura, eyeing Naruto with obvious jealousy. Naruto knew he was boned. Well and just like that he shoeshined away with Mamoru following behind. Naruto Uzumaki, get your ass back here right now or I'll hunt you down myself, screamed Sakura loudly. Back in town. Well, that was close, said a relieved Naruto. Didn't you hear her scream just now? She's going to hunt you down, said Mamoru. I'm not afraid, replied a cocky Naruto. Well, you should be, because she catching up to you, informed Kurama in Naruto's head. Naruto looked behind himself to see his crush rush at high speeds with a scary look on her face that spelled you're screwed. Oh shit, thought Naruto, running at high speeds, frightened for his life. Naruto, get your ass back here right now. Please, Sakura-chan, don't kill me, it was just a game. Mamoru just looked on with a sly smile, thinking, young love, isn't it sweet? It has been an entire week and since the bell test and Team 7 have been doing low-class D-rank missions, or as Naruto likes to call them, chores. Once again we see Team 7 at their usual training ground waiting for a certain strong shinobi, and this time it wasn't Kakashi since he was already there. Okay, now the dope is really starting to piss me off, said an irritated Sasuke, speaking his thoughts. I like him now, but there are still times that he makes me want to rip out my hair, said a tick. Sakura, well, don't do that, Ino Pig will never let us hear the end of it and we might lose Naruto-kun's interest, voiced inner Sakura. Oh please. I could wrap a diaper around my head for all I care and Naruto-kun would still proudly scream to the heavens in front of all of Konoha that I'm the most beautiful woman in the world. Well, since I still don't sense his presence, he's probably still in the village, informed Kakashi. Well, let's go get him. Anyone know where he lives? But all Kakashi got in response was silence. Let's just go look for him, suggested Kakashi with a sweat drop. The trio has been searching for Naruto for about almost an hour now and still they couldn't find him. Team 7 were now in the market district of Konoha, which was one of the few places that Naruto usually doesn't go to for unknown reasons to Sasuke and Sakura, but Kakashi knew full well why. Don't worry about it, Maiko-ni-chan, I'm fine. Did you hear that? Asked Sasuke. Yeah, that's Naruto-kun's voice, answered Sakura. Team 7 looked in the direction where Naruto's voice came from and saw him holding a ton of stuff like groceries and baby stuff. Mamoru was walking by his side as usual, but what really caught Team 7's attention was the blue-haired beauty with honey golden eyes wearing a blue kimono. Are you sure, Naruto-kun? Cause I feel really bad for letting you carry all the items, said a concerned Maiko, worrying about her little brother. I'm sure, don't worry about it, Ni-chan, Naruto reassured with a smile. HMPH, so this is where you've been, Dope. Naruto, Maiko and Mamoru looked forward to see Team 7. Oh hey guys, greeted Naruto with a nervous smile. Was I supposed to be at the training ground an hour and a half ago? Silly me, I guess I forget, he chuckled nervously, knowing that he was screwed. So Naruto-kun, who is this woman you're with? Asked Sakura. I bet it's another one of those whores who are after Naruto-kun. Shanaru, we're gonna need to step up our game. Oh, this is Maiko-ni-chan, Naruto introduced Maiko-ni-chan. This is Sasuke, Sakura and Kakashi-sensei. Well, it's nice to meet Mayatoto's team members, she said with a heavenly smile to back up her heavenly voice that made Sasuke and Kakashi melt to the core. I'm very sorry that I hogged Naruto-kun to myself. I'll take my items and leave. You don't have to apologize, Maiko-ni-chan, and there's no way I'm letting you carry all of this back home. Well, I can't keep you from your teammates at Toto. Naruto was trying to think up of a solution until his best friend yipped to him an idea. Great idea, Mamoru. Why didn't I think of that? Mamoru yipped something in response. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Naruto put down the bagged and boxed items on the floor and preformed his signature jutsu Kage Bushin. No Jutsu 3 clones appeared out of thin air and immediately grabbed the items. Their problem solved. I'll see you at dinner, Maiko-ni-chan. Good luck on your missions today, Naruto-kun, said Maiko with a wave, heading back to the estate with the clones following behind her. Oh, was that really? Yeah, it was, but we're not related by blood, we see each other as brother and sister, and she lives with me, Naruto explained. How did you meet her? Asked a curious Sakura. For Iruka-sensei, Sasuke and Sakura didn't ask any more questions since they both know Iruka was still a sensitive subject for Naruto. Kakashi decided to break the silence. Well, since we're all here now, it's time to get our assigned missions for today. Later, Lord, do you copy? Over, said Naruto to his intercom. Yes, I'm here, King Dumba, said an irritated Sasuke. I told you my codename is the hot and sexy King Kitsune. Whatever, over. Pink Death, do you copy? Over. Yes, but why am I called Pink Death? asked Sakura curiously. Because I thought it would fit for you considering how strong you are. Sakura blushed at Naruto's explanation. Would you please stop flirting, asked an even more irritated Sasuke. Yeah sure, Silver Hentai Wolf on your signal. Kakashi sweat dropped at his codename, but gave the signal nonetheless. Go. The three genin jumped on the target, successfully capturing it. Wolf, this is Lord Taka, we have captured the target, over-informed Sasuke. That's not your codename, exclaimed Naruto in the background. Does it have a red bow tied around its right ear? Yes it does. Can we send this damn thing back where it belongs? Yelled Naruto, making Kakashi sweat drop. I feel really bad you have to deal with him every day, Mamoru, Kakashi said to the fox nin next to him. I heard that. And his codename is Black Stripe. At the Hokage Tower, Team 7 walked into the Hokage's office with Tora purring in Naruto's arms from being petted so smoothly. Huh, you aren't so bad are you, said Naruto. Oh, Tora, screamed a heavy-set woman named Madame Shijimi, better known as the Fire Daimyo's wife, ran and grabbed Tora from Naruto's arms and started squeezing the life out of Tora with a bone-crushing hug. Sakura and Sasuke were hoping the cat would die from the death hug, but Naruto was a bit uneasy how the cat was being treated. Excuse me Madame Shijimi, but may I suggest a better way to show affection towards your pet? Naruto took Tora from Madame Shijimi's arms and started showing her how to pet Tora smoothly. Giving Tora back to Madame Shijimi, she started petting him smoothly as Naruto showed, and for once Tora wasn't trying to get out of her hold, which made her incredibly happy. Oh thank you boy, it means a lot to me, exclaimed a grateful Madame Shijimi, giving Naruto a fat wet kiss on the cheek then leaving. Naruto had been frozen still from the horror he had just experienced, and his face spoke that clearly. Thankfully Sakura had just the remedy, a good old smack right upside the head. Naruto got out of his horrified trance and said, thank God I'm a pervert, or else I would be gay by now, earning another smack upside the head from Sakura and good laugh from everyone else in the room, even Kurama inside of Naruto's head. Well that gave me a good laugh, said the Hokage. Now let's see what other missions we have. Actually old man, to tell the truth I really don't like these D ranks, they just seem very, well, lame for being honest. Naruto got a punch in the head from Kakashi. Ow. What? It's true, I just feel this isn't helping our team at all. I feel that a higher rank mission would be more of a benefit to us. I'm not one to usually say this, but I agree with the dope. Sasuke agreeing with Naruto was not something you see every day. Hiruzen looked at Kakashi and asked, do you really believe they are ready for such a thing? Well they have been improving. Then it's settled, I shall grant your request, Naruto concluded the Hokage, making Naruto cheer and high-fived Sasuke, thanking him for the support. I said they improved, I didn't say they were ready. Oh well, no going back now, thought Kakashi with a sweat drop. I will assign you a C-rank mission. You are to escort a bridge builder back to his homeland and guard him until he finishes a bridge. Better than a D rank, thought Naruto. You can come in now. The doors then opened and in came an old man with a grey goatee, grey spiky hair under a Japanese straw hat. It looked like the top half of an umbrella, and wearing glasses, and the usual peasant carpenter outfit, which was usually a tank top, dark green in this case, pants that went past his knees, his were beige, and regular sandal. These are the ones you're putting in to protect me? 3 brats and a big rat, said the old bridge builder. Mamoru, not liking the rat comment, flipped the bird towards the bridge builder. Man, this stuff is strong, the bridge builder thought, looking at his Konoha-made bottle of liquor, thinking it did its job. Well anyway, the name is Tazuna, meet me at the gates this afternoon, and with that he left. Well you heard the client, see you guys there, said Kakashi, shoe shining away. Well see you two later, said Naruto, following Kakashi's lead along with Mamoru. At the dumpling shop, Naruto, what are we doing here? Asked Mamoru, looking at his best friend. I came to inform somebody of my departure. Mamoru was a little curious until Naruto was tackled into a hug by a very sexy woman. Hey Foxy-chan. Of course, thought Mamoru, feeling stupid. Hi Anko-chan, Naruto muffled, seeing as he's getting a full up close and personal view of the snake mistress's assets. Came to have a little fun with Anko-chan? Anko asked seductively. Naruto took his face away from Anko's, even though he wanted to do the exact opposite. Actually Anko-chan, I have something to tell you. Are you leaving me? Anko asked menacingly with a death glare that would make her old sensei. What? Of course. Like I would ever do that. Do you really think I am an idiot to lose the coolest and sexiest woman in history? Naruto was deeply offended. Oh, I'm sorry Foxy-chan, Anko apologized with a smile, but she already knew he wouldn't do that. She just loves hearing it. So what's this really about? This was really hard for Naruto. I'm leaving the village for a mission and here comes. Oh okay, get back soon then. The dramatic tears. Awkward, isn't it? Are you serious? Naruto screamed with fire in his eyes. But you're a strong guy, why should I worry when you can handle yourself? Well yeah, but I expect something, said a disappointed Naruto. Oh, is that so, said Anko with an animalistic grin and a dirty thought. Well, since you will be gone for a while and away from me, we could finally, Anko purred in Naruto's ear, letting him feel her hot breath, which brought tingles everywhere in his body, especially a certain special anatomy. Let's go find a room, Anko purred. Could this be it? Could this be the day Naruto will finally lose his virginity? Where do you think you're going? Apparently not. Oh hey Kurenai, I almost forgot you were coming, said Anko, forgetting she was meeting with Kurenai. Well you better head out, Naruto. Actually Kurenai-sen, I've got time. So suddenly a kunai flew past Naruto's cheek, almost nicking him. Oh well, look at the time, it's almost the afternoon. See ya Anko-chan, I'll be thinking about you every night, said a frantic Naruto shoeshining back home to pack with Mamoru. Anko turned to her best friend with a pout and said, you're no fun. Do you even hear yourself? Exclaimed Kurenai with a disgusted tone. Of course, what's your point? Kurenai face-palmed herself at her best friend's nature at Naruto's estate. So how long will you be gone? Asked Maiko a little worried. Don't know, probably a week, said Naruto, who finished packing. Alright, did you pack fresh clothes? Yes. Did you pack extra sunglasses? Yes. Did you pack food? Yes. Healthy food? Yes. Protein bars and everything. Alright, and did you pack your toothbrush, deodorant and extra fresh underwear? Ni-chan, don't worry, I'll be fine. I'm sorry, I just worry for my Atoto. I don't want anything to happen to you, said a worry-stricken Maiko. It's alright, I'll be back safe and sound before you know, believe it. Maiko was still a bit worried, but she knew her little brother always kept his word, besides the kid is just too stubborn to die. Alright, just come back soon Naruto-kun, she said, bending down and kissing Naruto on his forehead, making him blush. Maiko-chan, you're making me blush, whined a grinning blushing Naruto, making Maiko giggle. Well better head out. Come on Mamoru. Finally Naruto and Mamoru shoeshined to the gate for their mission. Come back soon, Atoto, Maiko said with a sad smile and a single tear going down her cheek. At the gate, Naruto made it on time to see his two teammates and the cranky alcoholic bridge builder there. Hey guys. Hello Naruto-kun, greeted Sakura with a smile. Sup dobe, Sasuke greeted in his regular way. Izuna on the other hand didn't greet him, he looked too preoccupied with something. What's with him? Asked Naruto. Don't know, answered Sasuke. By the way, your fox did flip him off earlier, right? Be sure it did, answered Naruto with a grin. Nice, replied Sasuke, bumping fists with Naruto with a smirk. But looks like we're all here, said Kakashi, who was actually on time. Who are you and what have you done with Kakashi-sensei? Well, it's good to see you too, Naruto. By the way, nice change of clothes. Naruto was wearing a black sleeveless shirt with the Uzumaki clan swirl insignia in the middle of his chest, an orange jacket with a mid-high collar with black flames at the end of the sleeves and at the waist, black patches at the shoulders, like the ones from Naruto's old jumpsuit, and had the Uzumaki clan insignia on the back. Imagine the jacket in the same design as Dante's from Devil May Cry 3, only it stops midway at the waist, black Anbu pants with bandage tape wrapping at the ankles like his father's, black sandals, and black biker gloves, also like Dante's, and of course his shades and necklace with its single magatama. Thanks Kakashi-sensei. It does look good on him, thought Sakura. It also shows off his nice ass, said a perverted inner Sakura. Shut it, perv. Oh come on, look at it, that ass needs a spanking, and I know just the two to do it, if you catch my drift. Outer Sakura whole face turned red at her inner's perverted comment. Hey Sakura-chan, are you okay? Sakura looked over to see everyone stare at her weirdly. She sorta said with a nod. Alright then, let's move, ordered Kakashi. Naruto felt giddy about leaving the village to see a new place. He was one step away from the village and one step to a new adventure. 1 hour later, everyone was still walking down the path in silence. Sasuke was brooding, Sakura was petting Mamoru, Mamoru was being petted, and Kakashi and Naruto were reading their favorite series, Icha. Izuna was glancing around nervously and sweating like he was in a sauna, which Kakashi caught onto and found it strange. He also caught sight of a puddle, which was even stranger, considering it hadn't rained for weeks. As the travelers walked past the puddle, two figures rose out from it. They had shoulder-length black hair, strange gas masks covering the bottom part of their faces, and each had armored gauntlets connected with a spiky chain, one on the left hand of one of them, and the other masked man's right. One of them had messy hair, a gray sleeveless overshirt tied with a green sash around his waist. Under that was green camouflage shirt that stopped at his elbows with pants to match, boot-like sandals, and also had a kiri headband with two horns on it. The other had straight hair, the same clothing, but his torso area was covered with a black cloak and his headband only one horn going straight up the middle. The both of them charged straight at Kakashi, wrapping their chain around him, pulling their gauntlets, ripping the man into pieces. One down, said the cloaked man. Team 7 were frozen in place, their sensei was cut down to pieces right in front of them, but were shaken out of it when they saw the two shinobi charged at them. Sakura, protect Izuna, ordered Naruto. Sakura did as she was told. Sasuke, fireball. Sasuke did the hand seal and blew a fireball at the two, making the jump high in the air. Mamoru, not needing any being told what he already knew, Mamoru jumped into Naruto's arms, then his partner threw him at the shinobi, or more precisely their chain. Mamoru started flipping in the air at high speeds, like he was a projectile weapon, then flames ignited on his body like a second skin. He was like a fire wheel of death, cutting straight through the chain separating the two shinobis' link. Sasuke got enough chakra to hit the guy on the left. Without answering, Sasuke made the hand seals again and blew a fireball. The shinobi on the left landed on the ground and was about to dodge, but felt a strange sensation, then he was suddenly pulled towards the fireball. Bansho Tennen screamed Naruto, shit. Was the last thought of the shinobi had before being burned to a crisp. Brother. Screamed the cloaked shinobi. With rage in his eyes he charged toward Sakura ready for the kill. Sakura was frightened, but Naruto dashed to her and stood in front of her ready to take the hit. But the attack didn't come because the shinobi tripped on something and suddenly was given an uppercut by Naruto, who took the opportunity. That'll teach you to try harming Sakura-chan. Naruto kun, thought Sakura dreamily. Naruto looked down on the ground to see the old helmet that Konohamaru used to wear. Damn, that Shinra Tensei is no joke. It gave the thing some distance. Suddenly everyone heard clapping. They all looked toward the sound to see Kakashi standing in front of a tree with an eye smile. Nice job everyone, Haku-sensei. But I thought. Naruto looked over at the side of Kakashi's demise to see chopped up wood in his place. Of course. I'm proud of you all, especially you Naruto. Way to take charge, Kakashi complimented, walking up to the downed enemy shinobi, then grabbing him, tying him up to a tree. Tazuna-san, care to explain why Chunin ranked ninja are after you? Asked Kakashi, giving Tazuna a cold glare. Tazuna felt a bit uneasy, so he sighed and said he'll explain on the boat that we're near to enter his homeland. Later, Team 7 and Tazuna made it to a motorboat with a ferryman in it. Tazuna-san, I see you made it. That's right, please take us across the water. Nodding, the ferryman allowed the 5 individuals on his boat and started the motor. Alright Tazuna, start explaining, demanded Kakashi. Alright, you deserve to know the truth. You see, my homeland, the land of waves. Naruto flinched at the name that was noticed by his team, is a place stricken with poverty. You see, a while ago a businessman named Gato came to our lands and started taking everything from us. Gato? Of Gato Shipping Enterprises? Asked a surprised Kakashi. Yeah, that's him. He and his goons took our food, money, woman, anything that interests them. We were powerless against him, he was untouchable. But now we have something that he fears, the one thing that could save our lives from him, the bridge. Why the bridge? Asked Sakura. The land of waves could only make business trades by shipping, which was what brought Gato to our home in the first place. If the bridge is to finish, then we'd be connected to the main lands where we don't have to trade by water anymore, which would leave no use for Gato, leaving him powerless, concluded Kakashi. Correct, in order for the land of waves to be freed, that bridge has to be finished. We would put this as a higher ranked mission, but we didn't have the money. Tazuna-san, Konoha would have let you put this mission as a higher rank and letting you pay off the rest of the debt when your land got back on its feet. I'm sorry, but please don't abandon us. We won't, replied Naruto with authority, or at least I won't. Really? Tazuna was surprised at the white-haired Gaki's response. Of course, I may not look it, but I'm in Uzumaki, and in the past my clan had protected this land when Uzugakure was still standing, and even though it is gone, and there are only a handful of us Uzumakis in the world left, it is still my duty to protect the land my ancestors had fought and died for, so no matter what I will not abandon my ancestral land, believe it. Tazuna was touched by the kid's words that he was actually shedding tears. Tazuna-san, are you crying? Asked the ferryman. No, I got something in my eye, now keep yours straight in front of you. Naruto, I'm not going back to Konoha until I've freed this land of tyranny. Remember sensei that I made it my goal to bring peace to this world, and if I go back now I'd be spitting on my word, family name and myself, so I apologize, but I am staying with Tazuna-san. If the dobe's staying then so will I, Sasuke announced, gaining the attention of everyone on the boat. Besides, he needs someone to watch his back, so he doesn't end up 12 feet under. The comment made everyone sweat drop and Naruto deflate. I'm going too, no way am I letting Naruto-kun go through any dangers without me by his side. Naruto smiled at Sakura with affection. Besides, somebody's got to make sure he doesn't do anything stupid, and just like that the smile was gone. You'll stand by me too, right Mamoru? His best friend yipped in agreement. Thanks buddy. The two friends grinned at each other. Kakashi, seeing his students were not turning back, he just sighed and agreed. Thank you, this really means a lot to me and the rest of Wave Country. No problem Tazuna-san, said Naruto with a smile. I have to turn off the engine, said the ferryman. How come? Asked Sakura. The sound of the motor could alert Gato's men of our presence, explained the ferryman, shutting off the engine and started row the boat to its destination. On their way to their destination, the boat had started passing the bridge, which was in short, ginormous. Whoa, that's one big bridge, whispered Naruto in awe at the size of the unfinished bridge. Yeah, she's a beauty alright, said Tazuna, admiring his handiwork. A little later the boat finally made it to the docks and let the 5 get off before leaving. What the hell? Why are these fruits so overpriced? Asked Naruto, looking at the ridicule's prices. Gato made it that way, just so he could get more income from the people. Rat bastard, said a tick. Naruto taking an apple and started eating it. Naruto-kun. Scolded Sakura. What? It's going to a good cause, keeping me from getting hungry. Nice one kid, complimented Tazuna with a grin, leading the way to his home. On the way to Tazuna's home, Naruto and Mamoru sensed a presence. Reacting quickly, Naruto threw a kunai at a bush, and Mamoru went to inspect the bush, only to bring out a frightened rabbit by the leg. Naruto-kun, you almost killed a cute little bunny. exclaimed Sakura. Sorry, but that rabbit wasn't there before. It's a substitution. A rabbit's fur is only white in the winter, it's still spring. Suddenly a strange wind sound was heard in the distance. Everyone down, yelled Kakashi, knocking Tazuna and Sasuke down, while Naruto got Sakura. A gigantic sword whizzed past them, barely cutting off their heads and getting lodged into a tree. A man about Kakashi's height then jumped on the blade with his back turned to the group. He had messy spiky-like hair with his headband to the side, sort of like Kakashi, except it didn't cover one of his eyes. He had camouflage sandals and arm warmer-like things, you know those things Sasuke wears on his arms. He also wore bluish pants with a vertical line patterns on them. His whole torso was exposed, except for the blade holder sash that was around it, and the most noticeable thing about his appearance were the wrapping that covered the bottom half of his face. Zabuza Mamachi, the demon of the hidden mist, said Kakashi, giving the shinobi's introduction for him. Kakashi of the Sharingan, the copycat nin, and the man who copied 1,000 jutsu, said Zabuza, doing Kakashi's introduction as well. Sharingan, thought a surprised Sasuke. Well, since introductions are out of the way, just give me the old man so I can kill him, said Zabuza. Yeah right, you eyebrowless freak, no way we'll hand Tazuna over, exclaimed Naruto. Quiet Gaki, adults are talking, insulted Zabuza. Naruto was real pissed at this comment. Goddamn eyebrowless freak. He then stretched his hand out towards Zabuza and said Shinra Tensei. And with great force coming from his palms the tree was destroyed. Zabuza landed on the lake in the area and grabbed his ginormous blade with ease. Looks like the Gaki got some skills, he said with a murderous grin behind his bandages. Naruto, let me handle this, ordered Kakashi. But Kakashi-sensei, he's on a whole different level than you, let me handle it. But let him do this, Naruto said, Kurama in Naruto's head. Let your sensei weaken him, and once the opportunity shows itself go in for the kill. Are you sure? Of course, it's called playing the field. Send in the front linemen to weaken the enemy's strength, then move in and take the battlefield with your best. In other words, I understand. Naruto accepted Kurama's point of view. Alright Kakashi-sensei, I understand. Kakashi nodded, feeling thankful that Naruto listened to him. I'm going to have to go all out on this one, thought Kakashi, lifting his headband up, revealing his left eye, which was red with 3 tomos. A Sharingan, thought a shocked Sasuke. Well, looks like I get to see the Sharingan in action, said Zabuza, making hand seals at blinding speed. Kurigakure no Jutsu. Suddenly the whole area was engulfed by a huge fog of mist. Everyone guard Tazuna, ordered Kakashi. By the way, what is with Kakashi-sensei's eye? Asked Sakura. That's the Sharingan, answered Sasuke. It's a dijutsu that gives the user the ability to read and defeat all types of gen, tai and ninjutsu. It also helps the user copy his opponent's jutsu just by seeing it. Only an Uchiha can gain it. How sensei got it I don't know. It was a gift from his old teammate Obito Uchiha. How do you know? Asked Sasuke. My father was Kaka-sensei's sensei. I read his journal on how he got it. It was a final gift for Kakashi before Obito died. Sasuke nodded understandingly and turned back to watch the fight, only to see their sensei trapped in what looked like a dome of water. Oh crap, the water prison jutsu. Quick, everyone surround and guard Tazuna, ordered Naruto, taking charge. The 4 guarded Tazuna, ready for anything. Sense anything, Mamoru? Asked Naruto. Mamoru used his sense of smell to sense anything. Suddenly he sensed a Mizubushin ready to attack. Mamoru yipped to Naruto about what he sensed. Got. Naruto took out a kunai and with the help of his hidden Rinnegan, threw it at the clone and got him in the head, destroying the clone alright. But another Mizubushin came out and ready to kill. Oh shit, Naruto crossed his finger and created 3 cage Bushin. Sasuke, I got an idea. What are those 3 doing? They have to get out of here. I like your kids, Kakashi, they got spunk. Hey Miss Nin. Zabuza turned to Sasuke, who had a Fuma shuriken in his hand. Catch. Sasuke threw the giant shuriken at Zabuza, who just caught it, but Sasuke threw another. No way can he do anything now, thought Sakura, feeling confident in Sasuke's actions. But Zabuza dodged the Fuma shuriken by leaning to the side. No way. He actually dodged it. Nice try, said Zabuza, but suddenly the Fuma shuriken poofed and revealed that it was actually Naruto. The hell? Naruto threw a kunai at Zabuza, forcing him to jump away from the trapped Kakashi, releasing the jutsu yada. Screamed Naruto, landing on the water safely by putting chakra to the soles of his feet like Kakashi and Zabuza. Thanks Naruto, now go. No way Kakashi-sensei. Naruto, sensei, remember what you told us the day after the bell test. Kakashi was surprised by Naruto's choice of words. Flashback. Well team, we're done for today, announced Kakashi. About time, this day sucked. Shut it dope. Screw you team, I'll kick your ass. Would you Bakas stop fighting? I wanna go home. You barely did anything, Haruno. He's right, Sakura-chan. What was that? Enough, yelled Kakashi, scaring his students a bit. This is exactly why these D-rank missions are important. They help build patience, teamwork and trust. Kakashi's students looked down with a bit of shame. Come with me, ordered Kakashi, leading his students to a stone with names on it. You see this? That's the memorial stone. Iruka-sensei's name is on it, Naruto said, still saddened by his teacher's passing. Along with many other names from shinobi who were praised as heroes for giving their lives for the village and their comrades, Kakashi had his hand on a certain name. Someone on this stone once told that those who don't follow orders are scum. But but those who abandon their comrades are worse than scum. Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura and Mamoru were moved by these words. I want you to always remember those words, understand? Hi sensei. But Kakashi started to remember his old friend you hear that Obito. These three are living by your moral now. Flashback end. You said that those who don't follow orders are scum, but those who abandon their comrades are worse than scum. Well, there is no way in hell we're gonna abandon you, believe it. Kakashi smiled at this. Thank you Naruto. Aw, well isn't this sweet, sorry I have to end this precious moment, but I'm on a schedule. Zabuza started to speed through some hand signs. Water dragon jutsu, sorry, I don't remember some of the names in Japanese. Suddenly out from the lake was a giant dragon made of water headed straight for Naruto and Kakashi. Naruto started doing his own hand signs. Fire fox jutsu. Naruto breathed out a huge amount of fire that was in the shape of a fox. The two jutsu collided, cancelling each other out and creating steam in the aftermath. Kids got skill, thought Zabuza, who was suddenly tackled in the back by Mamoru really hard. Aw damn fox. Nice going Mamoru. Cheered Naruto. Damn rat. Screamed Zabuza, ready to cut down Mamoru with his giant blade. Naruto acting quickly used Kawarimi to replace Mamoru with himself. Using a kunai, Naruto blocked Zabuza's giant sword. It's over. Exclaimed Naruto, aiming to punch Zabuza in the gut as Zabuza tried to jump away. But Naruto just smirked, opened his palm and spoke Shinra Tensei. The jutsu hit Zabuza directly in his torso area and launching him straight into a tree, harming his back area with intense pain. Damn brat, cursed Zabuza. Kakashi was in front of Zabuza with lightning around his hand. Goodbye demon. But before Kakashi could land the final blow, two senbon needles hit Zabuza in his neck, finishing the fight. What the hell just happened? Asked Naruto. Suddenly a figure appeared with long black hair tied in a bun, wearing a Kiri Hunter Nin mask, wearing a male battle-ready short-sleeve kimono with a brown tied sash over a long-sleeve brown shirt and pants that went past his knees, and battle sandals. I apologize for interrupting. The Hunter Nin, said Kakashi. Yes, I have been searching for this one for a while. You're a woman, right? Asked Naruto. Naruto, what? I'm just asking. The Hunter Nin put Zabuza's arm around his or her shoulder. I thank you for the help. Don't mention it. Let's go you two, said Kakashi, leading the two back to the group, but Kakashi kept an eye on the Hunter Nin, seeing he or she shining away with Zabuza's body. I knew it. Kakashi, Naruto, and Mamoru made it back to the others. Alright, since that's done but suddenly Kakashi collapsed. Luckily Naruto caught him. What's wrong with him? Asked a worried Sakura. He used his Dijutsu too long that he collapsed from chakra exhaustion, answered Naruto, remembering that he went through the same thing when he went past his limit with the Rinnegan. Tazuna-san, are we almost at your home? Yes we are, come on. Tazuna lead the way back to his home so the team could help their sensei get some rest. Back at Konoha, walking toward the gates were a tall man with white hair. Screw it, Jiraiya, Tsunade and Shizune holding Tsunade's pet pig Tun were headed towards the gates. You're still mad at me, are you? Asked Jiraiya. I'm not having this conversation, said Tsunade, not wanting to deal with her past misery. I'm sorry, I really did everything I could. Shut up before I punch you straight to the moon. I'm not letting this go. Just drop it, please, Tsunade pleaded, her voice straining from the tears she was fighting back. Jiraiya decided to let it go, not wanting to see his love cry. The trio made it to the Hokage tower, traveled up the stairs, and were now in front of the Hokage's door. Hearing a knock, the Hokage allowed his expected guests to enter. Seeing his students and his female student's apprentice, he started with a greeting. Jiraiya, Tsunade and Shizune, it's good to see you again. Cut the crap, Tsurutobi-sensei. Just tell me why we're here so I can leave, demanded the irritated Tsunade. Well, he goes nothing, thought the nervous elder Cage. One explanation later. What? Screamed two extremely enraged voices from the Hokage tower. Next thing you know, a desk was thrown out of the Hokage tower's window. I should have expected that, thought Hiruzen, looking at the hole through his window. You no good bastard. Our son was alive and you didn't tell us. Yelled an enraged Tsunade with tears pouring out of her eyes. I can't believe my prized student was really my son, said Jiraiya, looking at the floor. That's my boy, he thought with a smile. I know you're both angry. Seriously pissed is more like it. Yelled Jiraiya, seriously angry at his sensei. But I did it to protect your son. We all know how Iwa is. If they knew he was alive, they would have tried again, or worse, the man who had tried to kill him that night would have finished the job. You know who it is? Asked Jiraiya in a cold tone that would make hell freeze over. The man felt like killing the man who tried to murdering his own son. No, I'm sorry, but he was one step ahead of us. I swear if I ever find that man, he's gonna wish Gamabunta dealt with him instead. Not before I rearrange his organs and rip out his skull with my bare hands, interject a seriously pissed off Tsunade. Excuse Hokage-sama, but if you knew Tsunade-sama's and Jiraiya-sama's child was still alive this whole time, why didn't you tell them when Minato-sama was old enough? Asked a curious Shizune with Tun winking in agreement. Because with how Minato's life was going, I felt it would have done more harm than good with learning the truth. Bullshit. Screamed Tsunade, still crying with anger. Tsunade, calm down, said Jiraiya. Don't you dare tell me to calm down. I loved my son unlike you. Tsunade screamed, but she suddenly felt terrified with the killer intent she was getting from Jiraiya. Don't you ever say I never loved my son again, he said, giving her a cold glare, scaring Tsunade. Alright, calm down, said the elder Cage. I'll admit I made a mistake, but that was the past, this is now, and you two should focus on something more important. What could be more important than my son who is now gone? Asked Tsunade, still stricken with sadness. Your grandson. Grandson? Asked a shocked Shizune. Naruto said. Jiraiya. Correct, Jiraiya. Where is he? Asked Tsunade. He's on a mission with his team. When will he be back? It's hard to tell, but possibly a week. Understood, said Tsunade with fresh tears in her eyes. I need some air. She left without saying another word. I'll go make sure she's alright, said Jiraiya, following her out the door. I'll go make sure nothing bad happens between them again. No, Shizune, this is something they must deal with on their own, said the Hokage, with Shizune nodding with understanding. On top of the Hokage tower, Tsunade was looking up at the Hokage monument, specifically her son's face. Jiraiya walked up next to her and said, our boy became the 4th Hokage. Yup, I guess we raised him right even though we didn't know it, huh? Yeah, are you nervous? About what? Meeting Naruto when he gets back. A little she started to cry again. Don't worry about it, if he's anything like Minato, he'll forgive us, he reassured her. Suddenly she grabbed Jiraiya and brought him into a hug. I'm sorry, she apologized, crying into his shoulder. I'm sorry for everything. There's nothing to feel sorry for, Tsunade. I don't blame you for how you felt over the years, said Jiraiya, returning the hug. You're sweet, I can't believe I forgot about that, but you don't have to lie to make me feel better. I'm not lying, Tsunade. She looked up at him. You made me stronger, you made me a father, you made me a hero in the eyes of our own son, and for all that I should be the one saying sorry, since I never did anything for you. Tsunade smiled. You're wrong. Jiraiya looked at her surprised. You've also made me stronger, you made me a mother, and you were the man who made me the most happiest woman in the world, and I could never thank you enough for that. And with that, Tsunade kissed Jiraiya on the lips with such passion and love. And Jiraiya, well, he was just going with it, and he was really happy, because he got the love of his life back. At Tazuna's house, Naruto was concentrating on his cards while eyeing his opponent, who was his Fox Nin best friend. Is this really happening? Sakura asked, not believing what she is seeing. Apparently so, answered Sasuke, looking at the strange card game between his white-haired teammate and Fox Nin. Naruto, making his move, slammed his cards on the table, exclaiming full house. Mamoru put down his cards, which were 4 of a kind. What the no way, you're cheating me, no one is that lucky 3 times in a row. Mamoru yipped at Naruto. My gambling luck does not suck. Suddenly they heard a groan from the other room. Kakashi-sensei is awake. Sakura said loudly. We're not done here, said Naruto to his fox companion, who was just smirking at his best friend's sour expression. Ugh, what happened? Asked Kakashi. It's about time you woke up, you were out for days, said a beautiful slender woman with long dark blue hair, wearing a pink shirt and a blue skirt. Oh hello, have you seen 3 kids, 1 emo, 1 pink-haired banshee, and a white-haired pervert with a fox? Banshee? I am not an emo. Actually, I think he hit the nail on the head there. Shut up, Naruto. Oh, there you are, said Kakashi, looking at his students. What's up? Well, Naruto-kun played Mamoru in a game of poker. No, seriously, what's happened? Ah, good to see you're still alive, said Tazuna, coming into the room. I don't think you noticed, but I'm not good with kids. No, really, thought Team 7 sarcastically. So how are you feeling? Just feeling a little groggy, but other than that I'm fine. Kakashi seemed now was a good time to tell the bad news. All of you listen, because what I'm going to tell you is important. Everyone listened, and Zabuza is still alive. The hell, are you serious? Asked Naruto. But that's impossible, said Tazuna. That Hunter Nin killed him. Wait, don't Hunter Nin cut their victims' heads off? That's correct, Naruto, answered Kakashi. How did you know that? Asked Sasuke. You learn things when you infiltrate Anbu headquarters for a good prank, Naruto answered with a grin. You actually infiltrated Anbu headquarters? Asked Sakura with admiration. Oh, I do it all the time. When it comes to stealth, I'm the best. So when do you think he'll come back to finish the job? Asked a nervous Tazuna. Well, the weapon the Hunter Nin used were senbons, a ninja tool that isn't exactly the best for killing. But since Hunter Nins are experts on the human body, they can use senbons to successfully kill a missing nin, or put them in a death-like state, explained Kakashi. Zabuza will most likely come back to finish the job at the end of the week. Great, a chance to get stronger and kick some missing Kirin in ass, exclaimed Naruto with a grin. You're in over your head, you're just gonna die, said a voice. Everyone turned around to see a young boy with black hair and onyx eyes in green overalls with a yellow undershirt and a fisherman's cap. Who's the smart mouth? Asked Naruto. Nari, my grandson, come meet the ninja assigned to help protect me, said Tazuna, happy to see his grandson and ignoring his earlier remark. Grandpa, just send them away, if they stay they're gonna die. Please, like I'll run away from a midget, said Naruto. Well, you should. And give the breeding bastard next to me something to hold over my head. No way, Naruto said, getting a glare from said bastard. Quit while you're ahead, you're just going to die like the rest. Inari yelled and ran upstairs, ignoring his mother calling his name. Geez, what's with him? asked Naruto. It's something not easy to talk about, said Tazuna. I understand, replied Naruto, it's not really easy to talk about painful memories. A moment of silence was shared. Well, even though you don't want to hear it, the kid's right, said Kakashi. Say what? Yelled the genin. Zabuza is someone to not take lightly, he is at my level, and as impressive as you three are, Zabuza would cut you three down effortlessly, and it's going to be even more difficult because of his partner. That's correct, Sasuke, which means that this week I'll be training you three. I call Zabuza. Called Naruto. Why do you want to fight Zabuza? You getting cocky, dope. I like a challenge, besides I don't want to fight a girl, it's not in my nature to harm a female, I'd never forgive myself. Whatever makes you sleep at night, loser. Punching you in the kisser would make me sleep like a baby, asshole. Stop fighting, you two. Yelled Sakura. Naruto, watch your mouth. Sasuke, stop irritating people. Sakura, don't kill them. Sorry, Kakashi-sensei. The genin apologized to their sensei. Alright, Kakashi started getting up groggily. Let's get started. Okay, but can I do one more card game with Mamoru? You were really playing cards with your fox? Asked Kakashi. Why don't you just stop? You try losing half of your 3 next meals to him. Naruto yelled, pointing at Mamoru, who stuck his tongue. You have a problem, said Kakashi, heading outside. The old man says I get it from my grandma. Naruto mumbled, hey, can I use the bathroom? Yes, it's upstairs, answered Tsunami, Tazuna's daughter, and of course Inari's mother. Naruto thanked her and went upstairs only to hear someone crying. Naruto went to where he heard the sound. Naruto looked through a crack in a door to see Inari crying, holding a picture. Oh father, why father? Naruto felt saddened at the sight. He may not have met his father, but Kurama told him what happened on that night and what his parents did for him. To this day, every night Naruto held a picture of his parents and cried, remembering the sacrifice and final words they gave to him. Later, outside, Naruto walked outside with a down look on his face. There you are, Naruto-kun, said a cheerful Sakura, until she noticed the look on his face as something wrong. Cheer him up. How? I don't know, do a striptease. Sakura blushed and started to ignore her inner self. It's nothing, Sakura, I was just remembering 2 important people who aren't around anymore. Sakura's heart was breaking at hearing Naruto's sad words, and it made me realize that life is short and I should live it as good as I can make it, and right now I'm taking a shot in the dark here. So Sakura, if I come back alive from this mission, will you go on a date with me? Sakura was shocked. Oh my god, what are you doing? Say yes, or I'll kill you. SS sure, and Naruto-kun, yes. Oh really? Asked Naruto, thinking it might be a dream. Yes, and you will come back alive, she said with a smile. Kiss him. Instead, Sakura gave Naruto a hug which made him blush madly. During this, a lone tear appeared sliding down the Uchiha's cheek. Sasuke, are you crying? Asked Kakashi. No. Aw, what's the matter? Sad that you're losing the co-president of your fan club, Kakashi teased with an eye smile. These are tears of joy, asshole, now shut it. Alright, Kakashi put his hands up defensively, but he still had a few giggles anyway. Let's get started. So what are we doing today, Kakashi-sensei? Asked an excited Naruto. I mean, wouldn't you be if the girl of your dreams finally said yes to a date with you? Of course you would. A little chakra control exercise known as the 3 genin and Fox Nin leaned in anticipation. 3 walking. Naruto and Mamoru crashed down on the floor comically. Ah, Kaka-sensei, Mamoru and I already know this, said Naruto with Mamoru yipping in agreement. What's tree walking? Asked Sasuke. It's when you apply chakra to your feet and start walking up the tree, said Naruto, getting up and demonstrating by applying chakra to his feet and started walking up the tree like he was a minion of Kami herself. Wow, odd, Sakura, that's how you walked on water back when you were fighting Zabuza with Kakashi-sensei the other day. Exactly, Sakura-chan. Well, since you know this already, why don't you train with the fox boss? What an excellent idea, Kaka-sensei. Naruto jumped out of the tree and started heading deeper into the woods with Mamoru. We'll see you at dinner. His team just watched him run deeper into the woods. The fox boss, thought Kakashi, could he be talking about deep within the woods? Come on out, Kurama. Screamed Naruto, slamming his palm down on the ground, summoning a miniature version of the 9-tailed Biju King. So what do you want? Asked the fox boss king, and Mamoru, you better stop what you're doing, he demanded, wanting the little fox nin to stop rubbing against him. Aw, come on, Kurama, the kid loves you, he teased with a grin. Shut up and just tell me what you want, I don't like my time being wasted, Kurama growled. I need to get stronger, how do I do it? Has your brain finally died on you? Cut the crappy jokes and tell me how to get stronger, we're partners, remember? Do you have that last part in writing? And no, the fox contract does not count. Come on, Kurama-sama, just help him with something or else he won't shut up, you know how stubborn he is, said Mamoru, being the voice of reason. Kurama sighed, knowing that he was right. Fine, I suggest summoning. But I already know that. Yes, but it isn't like a second nature to you, Kurama stated. For your training regime, you must get used to summoning different classes of foxes. Got it. Naruto bit his thumb, made the hand seals and slammed his hand on the ground, yelling Kuchius no Jutsu with a puff of smoke appearing out of the ground. As the smoke faded, a fox that was Naruto's height was standing there. It had gray fur and a bandana on his head, his face was pretty intimidating with his sharp teeth and his eyes which were green with the eyeballs being yellow, and had a scar on his left eye. Yes, so what do you want? The fox asked rudely. Who are you? Asked Naruto, not taking too kindly to the fox. I'm Jax, and who are you, you little shit? I'm Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, Jinchuriki of the guy behind you. Jax looked behind him to see Kurama. Kurama-sama, this little bastard is your Jinchuriki. I'm afraid so, Kurama admitted, causing Naruto to have a sweat drop expression. Okay, so I just keep practicing? Asked Naruto. What do you think, you little bastard, replied Jax rudely. I think you overstayed your welcome, said Naruto, starting to get aggravated. Hold it, kid, the best way to be a good summoner, or in your case a decent one, is that you have to create bonds with the creatures you summoned, explained Kurama. Naruto looked a bit annoyed, but he knew Kurama was right. Both he and Jax looked at each other with a bored expression. You like ramen? Later, so when he walked in the door, the trap set and he was covered in 6-month-old ramen. Hahaha. We see our young hero sharing stories and laughing with foxes while having a drink, and he was having a good time. Nice one, kid, complimented Jax. I feel like having ramen now, said a plump brown with white fur fox named Hiroyuki. You never stop getting hungry, Hiroyuki, said a female sky blue with white fur fox named Izanami, who was smirking. I know someone you can really get along with, Hiro, said Naruto, thinking of his old big-boned friend Choji. I just wonder who would win in an eating contest. Hiro for sure, he almost ate all the fruit in our land while he was in one of his little sleep-eating frenzies, told Jax with a toothy grin. Sleeping makes me hungry, Hiroyuki said with a pout. Everything makes you hungry, Hiro-kun, said a female Snow White with beige fur fox named Hiroko, who was a few inches smaller than the others. Everyone shared a laugh except a silver fox who was just smirking. You don't really get into conversations, huh, Akio? Asked Naruto. I usually don't speak until I'm spoken to, said Akio, the silver fox who was a few inches taller than Naruto, making him the tallest in the group next to Kurama. So Naruto-kun, you got a girlfriend? Asked Hiroko, making Naruto blush. Well, no, actually. Well, what about Sakura? Asked Mamoru. She's not my girlfriend. He exclaimed. Oh really? Mamoru transformed into Naruto and said in his voice, Sakura, will you go on a date with me? Then transformed into Sakura, saying in her voice, sure Naruto-kun, you're so hot and sexy. Shut up, she never said that last part. No, but she wanted to, said Mamoru, transforming back into himself. And besides, kid, you're on your way to getting a harem, teased Kurama. A harem, damn kid, nice one, complimented Jax. Please, I don't have a harem, denied Naruto. Really? Then what about the blonde vixen Ino? Yeah, she was flirting up a storm with you that all the girls joined in to fight for the empty seat next to you, said Mamoru, remembering team assignment day. She still likes Sasuke too though, corrected Naruto. True, but that sexy cougar Anko only has her eyes set on you, Kurama grinned, knowing Naruto could not deny that. Naruto blushed remembering Anko and the last thing she told him before he left, making get a huge nosebleed. All the foxes laughed out loud at Naruto's little action. Man, this kid's a riot, said Jax. At night, Naruto and Mamoru walked back into the house to see everyone eating dinner. Ah, Naruto, good to see you, said Kakashi, who was done with his meal and is reading his dirty piece of literature. How was your training? It was good, he answered, sitting down with Mamoru. Why don't you stop pretending to be a hero and just run away before you die, said Inari. Did anyone else hear something? Said Naruto, ignoring Inari. Stop ignoring what's best. I'm not ignoring what's best, I'm ignoring you, besides you're the one who's ignoring what's best. What the hell do you think you're going to do when you face Gato? Naruto turned to Inari easy. He grabbed his own left arm with his right hand and said, I'll use these two arms of mine and teach that midget bastard a lesson he'll never forget. Inari looked at him with a shocked expression. Father, he started to cry and ran upstairs. Inari. Tsunami ran after her son to try to comfort him. Was it something I said? Asked Naruto, fearing he did something wrong. No, well actually yes, it's just that you sounded exactly like Kaiza, answered Tazuna. Kaiza? Asked Naruto. Tazuna started explaining about when Inari met Kaiza, the bravest man who ever came to the land of waves. Kaiza inspired everyone in Wave to be brave, but it inspired Inari the most. Inari had always looked up to Kaiza and saw him as his own father, even though they weren't related by blood. It didn't stop Inari from calling him his father, but that all changed when Gato came and took over Wave. Kaiza stood up to Gato, but with Gato's little insurance Kaiza never stood a chance. Gato made an example out of Kaiza by crucifying him in front of everyone in the center of town and executing him, destroying everyone's courage along with him, especially Inari's. Naruto had enough, he stood up and left for the door. Naruto-kun, where are you going? Asked a concerned Sakura. I can relate with that kid, I lost someone too who was like a father to me, but his death made me stronger because of the smile he gave me before dying. I realized later that that smile meant he was passing on everything to me, his strength, faith and courage. Right now that kid needs to believe in the courage his father gave. And in order to do so, Naruto turned back to them with a grin, he needs a hero, and with that he left. Izuna had tears coming out of his eyes at the boy's word, which he knew were the true words of a hero, but he wasn't the only one. Inari managed to hear everything and was crying tears remembering his father giving him one last smile, before he was executed father, he whispered. The next morning, a young lady was picking herbs and putting them in a basket. As the wind blew, the girl looked to her side to find a young man on the floor unconscious, but what she really noticed was his headband. She went up to the boy's unconscious body and bent over him and reached out her hand towards his neck, but instead grabbed his shoulder. "I knew you weren't going to kill me," the young man said, making the girl jump. "I apologize." "Naruto, the name's Naruto. I'm Haku," she introduced herself. "Nice to meet you, Haku," he said, sitting up. "So what are you doing out here for?" "I was picking medicinal herbs for a friend of mine." "Oh, so those are for Zabuza." Haku's eyes widened and she was about to take out her senbon until Naruto raised his hand. "Calm down, you're not trying to kill my contract now, which means we're not enemies, just acquaintances," Naruto said with a smile. Haku calmed down and gave a relieved sigh, being glad about not getting into a fight. "Mind if I help you?" asked Naruto. Haku allowed him to since they are not enemies at the moment. "So how did you and Zabuza meet, if you don't mind me asking?" Haku stopped picking herbs for a moment to recollect her thoughts. "He saved me." "Ah, I see, since he saved your life he became a big part of it, so you promised to lay your life on the line for him. How did you?" "It's pretty obvious when you put the pieces together." Haku nodded, understanding. "He's precious to me," she said. "Do you have anyone precious to you?" "A lot, there's my team, my best friend Mamoru, my Ni-chan Maiko, Kurama, Anko-chan, Ino-chan, Old Man Third," and he stopped, remembering someone who was very important to him. "Is something wrong?" Haku asked out of concern. "No, it's just I had someone who was very precious to me. He gave his life to save mine," Naruto explained with a tear going down his cheek. "I'm sorry." Haku wiped away his tear with her soft hands. "It's alright," he replied, grabbing her hand, "but in his death he gave me his strength, so now I feel that every time I fight, he's right there battling beside me." Haku smiled at his words, but she felt something warm inside of her, and she knew what it was. "Well, I better get going," she said, grabbing her basket and headed out. "Oh, and one more thing, I'm a boy." "Yeah, and I'm the Tsuchikage. I know you're really a girl, but don't worry, my lips are sealed," said Naruto with a grin. "Thank you," thanked Haku, who walked up to him and kissed him on the lips. As they separated, she smiled and said, "See you around, Naruto-kun," and she left to attend to Zabuza's wounds. "That's now 4 in your harem," said a voice up in a tree. "What is it, Mamoru?" asked Naruto, annoyed that his friend was eavesdropping. "They want you back at Tazuna's so you don't starve yourself." And on cue, Naruto's stomach started growling. "Well, I could go for some food," he said, following his friend back to Tazuna's. Walking through the door, Naruto immediately got punched in the head by Sakura. "Ow. That's for scaring me," Sakura yelled at him. "I thought you were done hitting me," Naruto exclaimed while rubbing the bump on his head. "Please, as if someone's got to put you in your place when you deserve it," she said with a smug grin. Naruto just looked up at her, and for a minute there he saw a beautiful red-haired woman behind her, which made Naruto start to laugh. "What's so funny?" Sakura asked menacingly with a glare. "Nothing, Sakura, it's just you remind me so much of my mom, and she was the most beautiful and coolest woman there was in the Hidden Leaf," Naruto said with a grin which made Sakura blush. "I could vouch for that," said Kakashi. "It was never a boring day when Lady Kushina was around, whether she was full of happiness or full of rage. Just like you, Sakura-chan." "So where have you been, dope?" asked Sasuke. "I was training until I fell unconscious from working too hard, then I met this hot girl who was really nice to me and gave me my second kiss. Man, was she a looker," Naruto told with a perverted grin. "What?" yelled Sakura, ready to knock him out again, until she wondered something else. "Who was your first, and where was it?" Knowing he was going to get punched anyway, he told her the truth. "Anko at the hot springs." "Damn, and like that he was out like a light." "Well, looks like he down," said Kakashi. "Someone's got to put him to bed." "Don't look at me, I got to go punch something," said a fuming Sakura, who went outside. Mamoru, not taking the chance, jumped out the window, leaving Kakashi and Sasuke alone. The two looked at each other. "Not it," said Kakashi. "Not damn." Sasuke cursed, which meant he had to take Naruto to bed. Sasuke grabbed Naruto and started dragging his ass to his room. "Be careful with his bam head." Kakashi's sweat dropped. Sasuke kicked Naruto's door open, dragged him inside and threw him on the bed. "Sweet dreams, dope," said Sasuke, who took out a picture he took of Hinata. "I know I will," he said with a grin. "Sasuke, you dirty bastard." The next morning, "Ow, my head." Naruto got up out of bed and put on his jacket. "How'd I get here?" "Leave her alone." Naruto heard a voice out his window. "Inari." He took a peek and saw Tsunami being held hostage by 2 samurai guys, while Inari was there standing up to the most shit. Outside. "And what's a runt like you gonna do?" Inari was scared out of his wits, but he remembered what Naruto said yesterday about that man he admired and the smile he gave him, which made Naruto the man he is today. "That's why you smiled, father." Inari thought about the smile Kaiza gave him before he was executed. "You believed in me, you gave me your strength, faith and courage." He looked at the two with a determined look. "I will not disappoint you, father, not anymore," and with all his courage, Inari charged at the two thugs. "Inari, run." screamed his mother before being knocked out by one of the thugs. As Inari was closing in, the two blade-wielding thugs were ready to take out their swords, but they were pulled from the sheaths out by a mysterious force and went straight into the hands of a young man standing on the roof. "You guys just made the biggest mistake of your lives," Naruto said menacingly with killer intent leaking out of his body. "Naruto," said Inari looking at Naruto with awe. Suddenly Naruto vanished and smashed the bigger thug's head into the wooden ground of the house's dock. "Holy crap," exclaimed the other thug before he was tackled in the back by a ball of fire. The fire disappeared, revealing it was Mamoru. "Where have you been?" Naruto yelled. "Marking my territory. I didn't need to know that." Naruto turned around to see Inari. He smiled at the kid and ruffled his hair. "I'm proud of you, Inari, you acted like a true hero, just like your father." Inari cried with a smile and hugged Naruto. "Thank you." "No problem, kid," Naruto said, then he remembered something. "Where are the others?" "They're at the bridge," answered Inari, letting go of Naruto. "Inari, stay here with your mother." Naruto bit his thumb and made a few hand signs, then slammed his palm into the ground, saying Kuchiyas no Jutsu. Then two puffs of smoke appeared, and once they faded they revealed Hiroyuki and Hiroko. "Hi, Naruto-kun," greeted Hiroko. "What is it you need?" asked Hiroyuki. "I need you to guard these two." "Hi. I'll be back, Inari, just let these two do all the work in case more of these stooges come around." Inari nodded and saw Naruto and Mamoru rush to the bridge and had a thought come to his mind. "I have to help." At the bridge, Kakashi was panting as he faced Zabuza again. "You look a little out of it," Kakashi Zabuza pointed out, who was now wearing black pants and a black sleeveless top. "I've been out for days, don't expect much." "That white-haired kid had more strength than you." "Yeah, I know. Did someone call for a hero?" yelled Naruto, appearing with his new fire Shushin, with Mamoru appearing with the same jutsu. "Remind me to ask him to teach me that jutsu later," said Kakashi. "If you live, that is," said Zabuza. Naruto went to Sakura to see if she was okay. "Sakura, old man Tazuna, are you alright?" "Yeah, we're fine, but Sasuke's in there." Sakura pointed at the dome of ice mirrors. "I'm on it." "Mamoru, stay with Sakura, just in case Zabuza slips by." Kakashi-sensei. Mamoru nodded and watched his best friend run straight into the dome. "Sasuke, I'm here to help." "Hey, you got your Sharingan." "Yeah, I know, and you could have helped if you stayed outside instead of become a pincushion like me," said Sasuke, dodging as many senbons as he could that were being sent by the fake hunter Nin, who was inside all the ice mirrors. "If I did that, I would crush you," Naruto said, standing in the middle of the dome as he stretched his hands out and yelled, "Shinra Tensei." All the ice mirrors broke into pieces with the hunter Nin blown away from the attack. Sasuke had wide eyes at what he saw. "Forgot about that, didn't you?" Sasuke just nodded dumbly of Kakashi and Zabuza. Zabuza looked on with shock at what he just saw. That kid destroyed Haku's ice mirrors. Impossible. Suddenly Zabuza was detained by dog Nin that were summoned by Kakashi. "It ends now, Zabuza." Kakashi spoke with his hands suddenly bursting with lightning. With Haku's mask was destroyed beyond repair. As she got up, she noticed a hand extended to her. It was from Naruto. Haku grabbed her senbon and stabbed Naruto, who blocked it with his hand, which was now bleeding, and used the other to hold onto her free hand. "Haku, I don't want to fight. I don't want to see you die. Please, let me help you." Haku started to cry. They were now enemies, and yet he's still treating her like a friend. "You want to help me save Zabuza-sama." Suddenly they both heard lightning and turned to see Kakashi charging at a detained Zabuza with a lightning jutsu. "Zabuza-sama." Naruto knew how much Zabuza meant to Haku. It was just like him and Iruka. With determination burning into his eyes, Naruto released Haku's hand and extended it towards Zabuza and spoke Bansho Tenin. Zabuza felt his body being taken over by a strange force. The next thing he knew, he was pulled away from Kakashi and straight in front of Naruto and Haku. Zabuza looked at the two and felt a little ticked off. "I don't care that you saved my life, either you let go of her or I'll turn you into chopped beef." "Yes sir," said Naruto, releasing Haku, sensing a father-daughter-like relationship between them. Haku ran up to Zabuza and hugged him tightly while crying in his shoulder. As this sentimental moment was happening, a clapping sound was heard in the distance. Everyone turned around to see a midget in a suit with a small army of thugs with weapons behind him. "What a touching moment, almost brings a tear to my eye that I have to end it." "Let me guess, the half-pint is Gato?" asked Naruto. "Yeah, that's him," answered Zabuza. "You failed, Zabuza, so now you're going to die along with the others." All the men cheer out of excitement for the thrill to kill. "I won't let you hurt him." Haku screamed and charged at Gato with incredible speed. "Kill them, you fools," yelled Gato, running away from Haku and into the crowd of thugs. "Haku?" Zabuza and Naruto yelled, running in after her. Haku was fighting thugs left and right, but there were so many and Naruto's previous attack harmed her body significantly, she couldn't keep up. Suddenly Haku was shot in the back with an arrow, dropping her defenses, leaving her open, which was a chance one of the thugs didn't waste. It all happened so fast. Naruto and Zabuza charged into the crowd only to see Haku get stabbed in the heart with a blade. Naruto and Zabuza stopped at seeing the life being taken out of Haku. The two cried, but it was soon replaced with rage and killer intent, scaring the crap out of the thugs. Zabuza's body was leaking so much killer intent that somehow it formed together with his chakra that it created the image of a demon behind him as he charged and swinging with his executioner's blade. And as for Naruto, he felt something click inside of himself as his entire body turned into golden flames with markings on him. Nine tails chakra mode, he whispered. Then he started flashing everywhere, killing thugs left and right. He was like a yellow flash. Both Naruto and Zabuza had killed all of the thugs and stood in front of Gato, who was pissing his pants. "I'm sorry, please don't kill me, I'll give you anything," Gato pleaded, but his windpipe was grabbed by Naruto, who looked into his eyes with his own that had hatred and anger burning in them. "I would love nothing better to do than to kill you," Naruto said darkly. He looked at Haku's body that was laying on the ground, he closed his eyes, then transformed back into his original form. "But as much as I want to kill you, I'd only be a part of the cycle of hate, and I am not going to be a part of it. Besides," Naruto threw Gato on the floor, "you're the wave villagers' problem." Gato started running like those villagers would be brave enough to take me on, then he stopped to see that all the villagers were on the bridge with weapons. "Of course they will," said Naruto, noticing Inari was the one leading the villagers, they just needed a hero. Gato was attacked and tied up, the villagers of Wave were saving something special for him. Naruto walked to Haku's body. As he looked at her face he couldn't keep holding it in anymore. Naruto dropped to his knees, grabbing Haku and started hugging her lifeless body. Haku had become a big part of Naruto's life in the short amount of time they knew each other. It felt like she understood him. "I don't want you to die, Haku. I cannot let you die suddenly." Naruto felt something coming to him. He stood up and started going through hand signs. "I will not let you die." Suddenly a giant strange figurehead came out of the ground, but no one but Naruto could see it. It opened its mouth and some kind of life energy came out of it and it entered Haku's body. After the deed was done, the figure went back into the ground and Naruto fell to his knees again in front of Haku and started to pant heavily. Everyone looked at the boy with concern, but they were all shocked to see the unbelievable happen. Naruto was on his knees panting heavily and suddenly felt a hand touch his own. He looked to see it was Haku, who was giving him a weak smile with tears in her eyes. "Naruto-kun," she said weakly. Naruto cried with a happy smile as he grabbed her gently and held her in his arms. "Haku, it actually worked. I brought you back to life," he sobbed. Everyone was shocked. Naruto Uzumaki had the power to bring the dead back to life. Later, in the town center, Gato was being crucified and executed by Zabuza, with everyone cheering that the bastard was finally getting what he deserved, a very slow and painful death. After the execution, everyone started to help build the bridge with Tazuna and a few hundred cage bushins of Naruto. Now we see what is going on at Tazuna's house. "What did you say?" asked Zabuza. "I said, why don't you and Haku join the Hidden Leaf? I got it in good with Old Man Third, and I definitely think he'll agree with you two joining," said Naruto. "Kid, I'm an S-class missing nin. It sounds a little risky to me. Better than being hunted down by Hunter Nin." "Good point. Naruto, are you sure about it being okay?" asked Kakashi. "Of course, I trust the old man, and besides no one is going to mess around with Naruto Uzumaki on the job," Naruto said with his trademark foxy grin. "You just want Haku to become a leaf nin so you could get a better chance at her dope," said Sasuke, knowing what Naruto really wants out of the deal. "That kind of talk can kill you," yelled a pissed Naruto. "I agree," agreed Zabuza with a menacing tone. While the little guy chat was happening, Haku and Sakura were watching the men arguing while they were being ignored. "Do they even know we're in the room?" asked Haku. "I doubt it. We women are always invisible to men unless they want to take a good look at what our mamas gave us," Sakura told Haku, who couldn't agree more. 2 days later, the bridge was finished and Team Kakashi along with Zabuza and Haku were packed and ready to head out back to Konoha. "Do you really have to leave?" asked Inari on the verge of tears. Naruto walked up to him and patted his head, saying, "Don't worry, I'll come visit, always remember to never give up." Inari hugged Naruto one last time before he stood up and walked back to his team. "Well, let's head out," ordered Kakashi as the group started walking the journey back to Konoha. As Inari watched the group walk away, someone patted his head. "I like you, friend Inari." "Thanks, father," Inari replied to Kaiza, who Naruto revived for Inari. "Thanks, Naruto Nai-san." "So father, what are you going to name the bridge?" Tsunami asked her father. "I got just the name," he said with a grin, "the Great Naruto Bridge." Everyone cheered in agreement for the name. As Team Kakashi, Zabuza and Haku walked to Konoha, they didn't notice they were being watched. My, looks like the demon of the hidden mist is joining the ranks of Konoha," said a light voice. "We better inform Leader Sama," said a darker voice as a plant-like figure vanished into a tree.